We're dwarfing. We're dwarfing. It's dwarfing time. Anyway.
Time with the game.
Mm-hmm.
Bunsig is the experienced one.
I have brain problems.
This is a game that has a lot of stories to it. It's a game where you find new stories. Very very fun ones, like the puppy fountain that I read. is that something, Bunsig? Is that something that a lot of people do? Is that just the one guy?
So the puppy fountain thing. So that's okay. So that is a person who's describing a very fucked up thing they did in Dwarf Fortress, which is excessive. However, technically works. So the puppy fountain. So the idea about the puppy fountain is it is a room suspended over a common area that has a hole in the floor, right? And you put 2 dogs in there. Okay? You put a breeding pair of dogs in there, and they will breed, and they will make puppies. And eventually, they will not be able to fit in the tiny little room you made, so they'll start bumping into each other and fighting, in which case they will fall into the hole, and they will fall into the meeting area, and they will splatter against the ground.
Oh, God.
Huh.
The idea of the puppy fountain is to desensitize your dwarves to violence by exposing them to horrible gore.
Oh,
and so when unexpected violent things happen, it's not
Yes.
as big a deal to them.
Yes.
That took a fucking turn.
So that is, you don't have to do that. I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't have to do that. They're gonna be traumatized anyway.
Fair
They'll
enough.
get there. Don't you worry.
Anyway, so yeah, this is me and Erica's first time with the game.
And Puppy Fountain is my main first impression with the game.
Mm-hmm.
That and the orphan who adopted all those cats.
So how I'm kind of picturing this whole scenario is Bunsig is like the little person on my shoulder who knows what they're doing.
Oh.
And stuff. And Erica is like the little devil on my other shoulder telling me to do stupid shit.
I am the intrusive thoughts.
Yes.
Which is my usual role in these.
I will teach you wrong on purpose, but I won't tell you. I will tell one lie, and you won't know which truth I tell.
In which case, I'll be the one with the good idea.
Yes.
Indeed.
So one tells only truths, one tells only lies, but sometimes we switch hats. Watch out.
Well. Anyway, let us get in there. Let's
get right into it.
Okay.
A new world.
And now I immediately have to step in.
Hold on, let me tweak the mods real quick.
Default settings. First of all, you're gonna have to yeah, default settings. You're just gonna hit mods, and then you're gonna click the see-through designation interface tweak ones over, and that's all you have to do. And like literally, just hit create world.
Really? Just don't touch any of this?
These settings are all perfectly fine, especially for just like your first world. You're not gonna have to worry too much about tweaking these. Like there is a bunch of FPS optimization shit you can do, and like every now and then I might chime in with like, oh, the thing you're doing might have long-term consequences, but like don't worry about it.
The consequences is what we're looking for. That's the fun part.
Fun. There's a lot of things in this game that are very capital F fun. I see someone in chat mentioned capital F fun. That is true. However, frame rate death is not capital F fun. So I'm gonna try to help you with that a little bit. But...
Oh, so these are all the vanilla aspects.
Yes, these are the vanilla aspects.
These are like the actual. I installed these for later.
Yeah, you after you learn a little bit fucking around with mods like that.
Yeah, after I learn a little bit, I can make all the dwarves kobolds.
Yeah. But yeah, these settings, they're fine. They're not going to mess you up too much. But like, if you ever in like new games you want stuff to go really fast, or maybe you want to make an older world that takes like less time to generate, you would make it smaller or something like that. But yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let us create a world. And hopefully the game doesn't crash.
shouldn't.
I'm
World
sure it's
generation-
fine.
I mean, it might. The game might crash. I don't never suggest that the game might not crash. Oh, there is one. Speaking of crashing, there is a setting you're gonna want to change.
Oh, you say after we click this? After
Don't
we
worry
click
about
start
it.
game?
It's the autosave setting.
So-
by default,
Okay.
the game saves twice a year. You can change that.
We're gonna be here a couple hours tops, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they actually sped up World Gen pretty quick. It's pretty quick now. So like we're already done.
Yeah, so like,
And-
essentially right now, it's like creating a history
Yes.
for the world.
So it says right there that there are 11,220 historical figures. That means there are 11,220 historical figures. There are 11,220 people of varying races, named characters who are born, they have a history, they exist in the world, they die in the world, that kind of thing. And the
These
events
are like
are
named
just-
characters that are things are gonna happen to.
Yeah. Okay, an interesting thing about how the World Gen works, there are like non-historical figures who are just like, like a cow that has no name doesn't count to that unless that cow becomes somebody's pet, or if that cow kills a goblin, then the cow earns a name because it killed a goblin. You have to name that cow. The game will just do that. It's great.
Okay, so now it's generated all this stuff. It's also generating other settlements, so we're not the only ones on this island.
Yes, so it's simulated 100 years of history of different civilizations interacting with each other, and because it's 100 years, all of those civilizations that the game sort of started with at the beginning of World Gen should probably still be around. But you can generate worlds that are like 1,000, 2,000 years old, and like some wacky shit will start happening. But that's like, yeah, this game's great.
Okay, so play now?
Yeah.
Alright. Now it's saving the world.
You're going to see like the fork in the road meme in a second here. Okay. Now, do you like Colony Simulator or do you like Wikipedia? Because Legends mode there is just an entire Wikipedia generated for your world specifically. All 11,200 of those historical figures have little profiles on there that show you their entire history. And,
How much is this going to affect our actual gameplay?
Well, all of those people are being simulated, so they can just show up in your world. For instance, you can look up the different dwarven civilizations and see like who the monarch is, what the different like who they might be at war at, like what giant like primordial titan just showed up and like stomped on one of their chickens or something. Like you can learn all kinds of stuff.
The more you talk, the less I'm sure I know what this game is about.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
Dwarf Fortress-
Worrying module off. Let's get in there.
Yeah.
We'll look at
Fortress
that.
I mean
very
that. I mean that endearingly. I feel like I have less context.
Dwarf Fortress is very vast, but the way you learn how to play it is you just start with just a little specific thing that you want to do, and then you kind of build out from there.
Anyway, so Fortress,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
passing a few weeks to get things ready.
Yeah, you're gonna want to do the tutorial.
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna automatically pick a location for you, and hopefully it doesn't screw you over. But
Start tutorial.
the tutorial is gonna. It's obviously not gonna tell you everything. Oh, I think it picked something with water access. That's good. It's not gonna tell you everything, but
Alright.
it'll help.
You've arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is about to make an outpost for the glory of all Udarth.
Dwarven names are fun.
Wah. Also, hello Hades. Thanks for coming in. There is almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. However, by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings before the wolves get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at Scaly Lance.
Scaly Lance. There you go. That's appropriate.
Strike the earth.
Strike the earth, baby.
So we can move the camp. Oh god.
Yeah, WASD moves in larger steps, but the middle mouse button, like drag, does it in finer steps. It's like one tile per like movement instead.
Okay, so you have like the game works on like layers.
Yes, Z levels, yeah. And the scroll wheel navigates them.
And
So you're
show
viewing
you, like, over
horizontal slices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like this is one of those things where like I can say this because I became a new player relatively recently, where it's gonna be a little for me it was a little awkward at first going like, oh god, the controls where I got the scroll wheel and then I gotta, where am I? But after a little while you kind of you figure it out. You figure it out, you get used to it, it becomes second nature.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna make our first hole.
Yeah. And the mod I made you install for the UI actually shows you the little hotkeys, so you don't have to necessarily click on everything
Okay.
all the time. Which, once you get into hardcore dwarfing, you're gonna love knowing what hotkeys are.
Okay, so any particular place I should start, or?
Nope. Literally just pick a spot. Probably not near the river, but yeah.
Yeah. And so I click once here, and then go down and click again.
Yeah. So what you're
Strike
doing,
the earth.
which the game is trying to like communicate to you right now is, so you have box selections, right? Where you like you click and you drag and you that whole thing. But the box selections also work vertically, specifically with designations like the stairs.
Whoa, cool. Also, Squeaky Snakey, or Sneaky Snakey, thank you for following the channel. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Wow. Anyway, so let them go ahead and do their thing.
I will say, once you actually get to building, you're probably gonna want to try to dig down till you hit like stone, because building in like dirt layers it's inconvenient. I'll say that much.
The dirt can move.
The dirt, you can't polish dirt. The dwarves aren't gonna have a fun time with dirt. It kind of just brings a lot of like weird little complications. That's all.
Okay. Safe place to work. Like, so, do we want to go a little deeper to dig, or can we just dig here?
You could dig a little bit deeper. Yeah. In fact, you can actually just click on the stairs again and like continue the mining. Oh wait, that is the you're using the regular mining tool.
Oh.
You're on M. You want to be on T. You want to go MT instead of MM.
So boop.
And if you still keep going, stairs can be a little awkward to kind of work out when you get into like the weird nitty gritty of like trying to like build specific stairs in specific ways from specific layers, but the basic mining tool is pretty easy to use.
Okay.
I'm trying to type softly. I don't know how that works.
So, has this gone down yet, or not?
Yeah, you've got one miner, and they have to like accept the job, and right now they're not doing the job, but once they are like targeting that, wait a minute, actually, hold on, go back down to the stairs. I think it might not be connected. I think I just like noticed the problem. Yeah, go down one more layer. Yeah, okay. So the problem is you have to start from the layer above, because that's just a down staircase on the layer below.
Oh, I see.
So they can't get there. So you have to like make sure they dig through the stairs you already dug.
Okay,
Like
I see.
Yeah. And then, oh wait, nope. That's the wrong tool. You're telling them to remove the stairs.
I thought I was trying to.
That was the MX text designation.
Okay. M. T. So start
Yeah, there you
here,
go. Start there,
go down.
and then yeah.
Now
There
start
you go. So you
here.
see the
Oh, I
the
see.
icon there changed.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's an up and a down. It's up down.
So, baby, baby.
Yeah.
I think that's how it
There
works.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The blueprint will just show you what the stairs will look like, what kind of stairs you're making.
There's a little guy.
There he goes.
It's green
Oh, wait,
shit.
did it happen again? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, start there. Click on that, and then go down, go past it. Yeah.
Maybe the previous stair has to finish first.
Maybe I actually don't. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Anyway, so we
It's
have our shaft.
there. You go. Congratulations, Shaft live on stream.
Whoa.
So now you're gonna want to like carve out a room
So that's what
down
this
there,
was
which
for.
is yeah. So that's like your normal horizontal mining tool that just mines out all normal. So the tutorial is trying to get you to like dig out a little spot to put like workshops in, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And workshops are 3x3 tiles. But that being said, you might want to make like an area big enough to fit a couple of those in, you know?
Yeah.
Because you know, you're dwarves. They're outside. They're in the wilderness. They got like a wagon that's not covered. They gotta have somewhere to hang out.
Okay.
They gotta have somewhere to hang out. You gotta give them a little room to sit in.
Like that. Maybe like this.
Yeah.
Oh. How you doing, Erica?
Booney.
This game's fascinating.
And
great.
we can make like another like a little common area over here, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you have reached the building the ant farm part of the ant farm simulator.
And now we hit play and watch them do their thing.
Yeah. So, by default, I don't think you can change this until the tutorial is over, but a fresh embark like this, you'll have one miner who is this guy right here, and you need to manually assign dwarves to the mining duty, the labor.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to have access to a pickaxe. So those are things you're gonna have to consider in a little bit once you're like mining out more stuff.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's learn about our little guy here. How do I?
Yo, you're in the mining tool. You gotta right click.
Okay.
This game has universal right click to back out. Pretty much.
Okay. So let's see. This guy's name is Mincolt Kalsazit.
I don't know if you can open up their profiles while the tutorial's up. They like tell you about the profiles
Yeah.
in one of these, I believe.
Stockpiles. So okay, I'm familiar with like this concept. I've played stuff like RimWorld before.
Yeah. And in much the same way, having I think it fucking tells you to make an all stockpile, but in much the same way, having a universal stockpile is not a great idea.
Oh, we got a bubble puff. Hold on. Hold
It
on.
begins.
I gotta fix it. This is a thing, because everyone in here, because I'm horny.
That's amazing. I aspire to be that.
There we go. It begins. Okay, so should we use this room as our stockpile?
You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, your stockpile, because you don't have any boxes. So dwarves are a little stupid. They see like a grape. They pick a grape up off the ground, and you tell them to put that in the stockpile, right? They will go over to the stockpile. They will look at like a 1 meter by 1 meter tile on the ground. They will put one grape into that square, and then that square is considered full.
A single grape.
A single grape. And they're like, all right, that's it. Sorry, Chief, we're out of room, but after the tutorial, we'll fix that, though.
Oh, another bubble puff. It might be on a cooldown. There we go. Anyway, they're almost done with this. So now we go here. We pause.
The P. Oh yeah, spacebar. Spacebar pauses.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah. And just
Oh, you had that plus first. So now you're in the drawing tool for the
Mhm.
stockpile, and you can just box select it.
Yeah. There you go. Now it's
And
considered a stockpile.
yeah.
They will put stuff in there.
And then if you hit accept up in the top left, it'll open up the menu for telling it what should be in there. So by default, it's nothing. And there's a bunch of preset broader categories here. And of
Mhm.
course, if you were, don't bother hitting custom for the minute because that's going to overwhelm you with stuff
So just
you don't know
stick
about.
to all.
Yeah, just stick to all. Never do this.
Hmm?
This is for the tutorial. Never do this.
Okay.
But for now, it's good. Yeah.
Now we
Never
get.
make an all stockpile.
Yeah. The problem with an all stockpile is it's when okay. So an all stockpile is an all stockpile. So not only will Urist put a single grape in the stock in one tile and say done, he will also take all 5 of the teeth that fell out of his mouth when a tree fell on him, and he will take every individual one of those teeth and put all of those teeth in one tile each. So,
That's really
like,
funny.
Fucking hell.
all stockpiles introduce a lot of chaos that you probably don't want to be dealing with. Also corpses. Also that squirrel that died outside. They're gonna bring the corpse inside and it's gonna rot. And they're all gonna choke on the corpse
This is
smell.
the
They're not
stuff
gonna want
pile.
to
It's
follow.
where we put all our stuff. All of our stuff.
Thank fucking God dwarves don't poop.
My Uncle Jim's still in there somewhere.
You know what? That being said, I would love it if I had to deal with dwarven plumbing, unironically.
Oh,
Oh yeah, atom smashers. Garbage disposal becomes an issue later on in your fortress, but for the time being, you're not gonna have to worry about a trash compactor. Also, if you don't build a trash compactor safely, you're gonna end up flattening a child into dust, which is a great way to get rid of children. But
that's a sentence. That's a
but
word. That's a sentence.
but when that involves the child getting atomized and the surviving parents being upset about their child being atomized, yeah, maybe you don't want that.
Also, I like the happiness meter up here. That's just like
It's very good.
the hospital pain scale.
Yeah. It's oh boy, you'll know how many children you have based on how many red faces there are. Dwarven children are the most fucked up creatures in the world. Not only are they always either depressed or angry, they are like shockingly strong at whatever age they're at. It's like
So like real
I
children.
I have seen a dwarven child tear a monkey in half.
Holy
They're
shit.
fucking scary. Oh my god.
Anyway, what are they doing?
Unironically, that's what a puppy fountain does to a dwarven child.
Oh, the stockpile's full.
As you can see, they took one spool of thread and they took one mussel shell and they put it in the square next to the bucket and the wagon, who
Okay.
each have their own square.
Tell you what. Okay, we'll make another stockpile. Would be a good place to put one.
So I think you should probably hold off on doing specific stockpiles until you kind of
Well,
I guess follow the tutorial here because it's telling you about wood cutting.
well, yeah, because I can't
So
stockpile the wood because they got all this shit in here.
exactly.
So I need
So
to expand the stockpile.
you're gonna. I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah, go ahead.
we can just expand this one.
Literally go ahead because you're gonna want like a general, like not an all stockpile, but a general purpose stockpile is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Even if, you know, I should say like, oh, I'm so glad no one sees my dirty ass looking fortresses, but I stream this game apparently, so it's too late for that. But I do practice the general purpose furniture and finished goods and weapons all go in the same giant fuck off stockpile kind of thing in my fortresses.
Mm-hmm.
So I will usually have like a big central one that just has all the stuff that doesn't need to be near a particular like, you know, crafting station or something.
Yeah.
Because just a thing you need to be a little considerate about when it comes to your dwarves is these motherfuckers, they gotta walk everywhere. So like if you tell a guy to go make a chair out of some wood, he's got to go get the wood, then he's got to go bring it to his workstation, then he has to bring the chair to the stockpile where the chairs go.
Gotcha.
So
So making things like as efficient as possible for your dwarves.
yeah,
So you
so
don't...
having like, for instance, a wood stockpile right next to the carpenters, so they don't have to walk very far. They just have wood in reach. They take a step to the side, they grab the wood, there you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. It also helps to think vertically
Mm-hmm.
because dwarves move up and down at the same speed they move left and right, and you can build rooms like right on top of each other. Each layer actually has like a wall portion and a floor portion, so it's not like Minecraft cubes, right?
Yeah.
Like every layer has its own floor. You don't have to worry about that. Like you don't have to worry about like if you go down one layer and you build another room, it's not going to take out the floor on the one
Okay.
above.
So if I were to like go down one more and make
Yeah.
like another stockpile in here
Mhm.
and have a stair go down to it, that would work.
That would work, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can actually remove the floor if you want to. That's what the channeling tool is for, which is the U, the like
Oh,
fourth one in the mining tool.
I
Don't
see.
worry too much about that for now, at least. But if you're ever like, man, I want to dig a hole, that's the one that digs the hole.
I need a fucking hole right now.
Dwarves, I need a hole to throw the cats in. Dig me a hole,
Cat hole.
cat hole.
So, any... okay. Almost done with this, so I can... I could... So, do I just go to stockpile and just...
So you can click on. You were actually, yeah. If you just click on. So first of all, leave the mining tool. Yeah. And then just click on the stockpile itself, which you're gonna have to just click on one of the items, or
Oh,
no, there.
okay. And...
The paintbrush, which is right there. Yeah.
Oh, so I can
There you
just...
go. You're back in the tool you used to create the stockpile in the first place, and you can just draw more of it.
Cool, 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 cool. Alrighty.
Oh yeah, there's
Everything...
cool treasure. The further you go down, the cooler fun stuff you find. You can find big shiny gems. It's cool. It's
Yeah.
great.
So hopefully now they'll start bringing the wood in.
And also friends. You can find friends. That's not even a joke. You can find friends. It's great.
Okay, they finally stockpiled wood, so I can continue with the tutorial.
Hooray!
And you have building material. It's time to start building. Workshops are one of many buildings placed with a build action.
Yeah.
So I just turn one of these little cubbies into a workshop.
Yeah, you cut out perfect little shapes. So B-O, and then what was the one you
Carpenter.
put down? A carpenter workshop? Yeah.
Here we go. So just boop.
Da-da-da. And now this is asking you what you want to build it out of, based on the materials you currently have access to. So you have the wood you chop down, and then you have rocks from the hole you dug.
So does that matter?
Yes. So what? Okay, remember what I said about dwarves have to walk to everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is heavier, a boulder
Gotcha.
or a log? Right? That's something to consider. Now later on, you can actually cut stones into blocks specifically for using in building, like constructions, like workshops and like walls and stuff. And then you can like make stuff out of stone without having to have a dwarf literally lug a boulder around.
All right. So let's see here. Building industrial citizens.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn about workshops in general. This is going to be one of the more complicated systems you're going to immediately interact with, but
And now someone will just do it.
yeah. So boom. Okay, you have someone who is like, you can actually. By the way, this is something that's translated from the ASCII version, but dwarves are color coded.
Ooh, okay.
So the clothing color on a dwarf indicates their primary like skill that they have, like their best skill they have. So that one guy who just made that bed, showed up that workstation,
Mhm.
he had like a yellow and green kind of outfit, which indicates that he's like a carpenter, a woodworker
Oh,
kind of guy.
okay.
Yeah. You can also inspect their skills in their profile later on once you're done with the tutorial, but
So
yeah,
now I gotta
you-
place the bed.
yeah, which is another building designation. Except this one's a furniture one instead of a workshop.
Furniture.
And if you want to build a bed, you got to build a fucking bed. That's B, F, and B. That gets you there. You're gonna be building a lot of beds. That's like the one hotkey. That's like the easiest one to remember.
Yeah,
Building
we'll
personally.
just stick it over here for now.
Oh yeah. Next time you're building something,
Mhm.
you saw there was like a little pop up in the top left.
Yeah.
You can actually have them You can have your dwarves automatically select a material instead of having you manually select it, which can like speed up the placing of beds and stuff like that.
Mhm. All right. Somewhere to sleep.
Okay, now it's telling you about how to look.
Now
at
we
guys.
can learn about our little fellas.
Now you can look at guys. Look at that guy.
Look at this guy.
He's standing next to a tree.
What the fuck is that character?
There's so
Uh,
much.
It's all right. It translates to bolt watched. It's fine.
Okay,
Bolted watched.
Edsel Bolt watched. He's 65.
Ooh, he's a spry young man.
Wow.
Dwarves live to
got a
like
partner.
150.
Yeah.
He's got him a wife.
He's got my wife. He do have
High
well, he has a
stamina,
lover.
quick to despair.
Extravagant.
He's also a proficient fisher dwarf, which means he will produce literally infinite fish for you if you let him.
Oh. And that's his equipment, overall health.
Yeah. So
Ah.
there are also like sub tabs in a lot of these tabs here.
Oh god, he has a
on his
whole
personality.
This is his
Yeah.
whole he has a whole paragraph.
This is just his personality traits. There's also his values and his preferences and his. By the way, preferences are really fun to read. His preferences are
God,
more
yeah.
specific. Like I like this. I don't like this.
Look at this guy. This is just one guy. It's just a little guy right here.
So the way these are organized, I think the way these are organized, the gray ones are like cultural values, so values that he inherits from being a member of his particular culture.
Mhm.
And then he has the personal ones, which are in like cyan there, and then yellow is an aspiration.
Oh, I see. So
These
that
are
way you
raised
know
in-
like where the meat is.
Yes, and as a dwarf experiences things, their personality will change.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, and it will occasionally tell you specifically what event caused those changes in this exact menu here.
So, does any of this factor into gameplay?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
asterisk. Yes, asterisk, and the asterisk is don't worry about it too much.
Okay.
So most things have gameplay consequences, but a lot of them are very
Minor.
specific. Yeah.
It's mostly just for flavor, it seems.
Yeah, it's weird. Dwarf Fortress is fucking weird, dude. Because it's like you have your flavor, and then it's like, but wait, that's my laundry. Don't listen to that. Then you have like flavor, but like the flavor actually means things. Like it all does actually mean things. It's like wild in that sense.
Huh. Also, he doesn't like
Like-
oysters. Me too, buddy.
So like, yeah, if you were building this guy like a nice bedroom, and you built him a statue of oysters, he'd be like,
What
My
the
man.
fuck, man?
Yeah,
you
like,
know I don't like
literally-
oysters.
this dwarf would not see the same amount of value in that statue than other dwarves would. Something like that. Although that's a food preference.
Ah, sweetie's drunk.
He is usurped. It is very important that dwarves stay drunk.
So yeah, this is what he's thinking at all times.
Yeah, so it's sorted by most recent at the top. So he did just have a drink, but he drank with his bare hands. So he's feeling a little something.
And
something.
like, oh my god, this is just, for the record, this is just one person. We just clicked this
Yeah.
one guy here.
This one motherfucker.
It's worth noting that the dudes they give you on an embark kind of just pop out of nowhere. So these guys, your 7 dwarves here, don't really have any history, which is why that relationship list was so small, because it's only the people in this like caravan right now, or this like settlement right now.
So his wife is in the caravan. That's
Yes,
cool.
yes, she is.
Yeah. Oh man. It's fucking
Well, I
Sangria,
assume what?
Sangria and the Seven Dwarves. Let's fucking go.
How gay can these dwarves be?
They can.
They can? Okay.
The only thing, okay, you know what's fun?
Uh-huh.
So there's no trans characters in this game because
Uh-huh.
because the devs are like, well, shit, if we're gonna add that, we literally have to program gender. Do you know how complicated that is? And I love that idea because it's like,
Gender is too complicated to program into a video game.
because it is. Because I'm like thinking
It
about it, I'm like, no, wait,
is.
that's right. How would you do that? That's like
That
oh my
100%
God.
on the mark.
So,
Based?
That's like the one, oh no, I get that.
so essentially all dwarves are non-binary.
Yeah, pretty much.
Their gender is dwarf.
Their gender is dwarf.
Oh, this tells me something's fucked up.
It is more accurate to say dwarves. Yeah, dwarves don't have gender is the most accurate thing to say about them. That's correct.
Okay.
Who needs gender when you have beard?
Oh yeah, the alerts are very important. There is a popular mod that adds sound to every single alert, but I find that it's I don't really like how it does that because it adds like really loud, exciting, dangerous sounds to mundane things, which I feel like is gonna train you wrong, right?
Ignore them at your peril.
Yeah, alerts are like somebody died, a rock fell on someone's head, the elves are here, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do they reproduce? Okay, dwarves also don't have sex.
How do they reproduce? By budding?
Okay, so it's dwarves literally. It's like Minecraft rules.
Oh,
like
okay.
It just a baby appears.
Yeah, they go.
Oh,
Boop,
cool.
boop, boop, they high five, and then a baby falls out of them.
See, actually, so this is like a little bit of a story.
Sin Kisuke made this game.
So, this is a little. So this is a little like inside joke I had between some of my other friends when we played D&D, and we would always joke that how dwarf babies are made is whenever a dwarf shaves their beard, a baby falls out.
You know, that's probably accurate. Also, God, dwarven babies. Not even getting started with dwarven.
Well, Magnus Ironsides, you see, he lost one of his eyes. So then Eric Blackhammer shares one of his eyes with him. Aye. But then his eye grew back, the old one popped out. Well, see, they both got better, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That eye turned into me.
Dude, dwarven babies. I hate dwarven babies because you know what happens? Dwarven mothers, as like a rule, dwarven mothers will carry around their babies when they're like under a year old.
That's great.
No matter how many babies they have, by the way.
So they're like possums.
They do this in any context, including if they're in your military.
Oh no!
So I have literally had situations where I had a dwarven woman run into battle with her twin children on her back.
That's hilarious.
Look, just give them an axe; they'll be fine.
Mega Kangaskhan?
Pretty much.
And remember, losing is fun.
Losing is fun.
Cool.
Oh yeah, this is one of those games where you got to go in expecting to.
I had a whole fortress wipe with 200 casualties once, and it was probably the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in this game.
Holy shit. So here we are. Fucking training wheels are off. We're on our own.
Alright, BB, and then the goblins show up and you die.
Oh, no.
Alright. It's not actively trying to kill you, so it'll be fine. Unless birds show up.
So, what's first on our agenda?
Well, I think first things first, you probably want to have like a proper stockpile for all that wood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can make like a little expansion to this stockpile.
Yeah, you can expand in pretty much any direction you want. Like, you might run into an aquifer, but they'll stop you automatically, so don't worry about it.
That is one thing I like about like building stuff in this game, is that you're building down instead of up, and I kind of like that.
And you can also build up, which has its own qualities.
Make yourself a real nice mountain.
There's like an entire subgenre of player that specifically builds above ground structures, and it's fun. Like there are like isometric viewers for Dwarf Fortress that make looking at stuff really cool too.
I imagine also like maybe like having some of your military up top is a good idea in case like
Yeah. So, two things that are good to have up top: one of your military squads, and also like the lumber industry, the
yeah,
wood industry, because the trees are up there.
for
Now that being
now.
said, for now, don't let the elves hear that. I would say I would tell you about elves, but don't worry, the elves will tell you about elves. The elves are very eager to tell you all about elves.
So Erica, any suggestions?
Eh.
Anything you want me to do?
Let's see here. Making a food stockpile would also be very helpful, I think. I think that's a very universal thing that we could use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're gonna want two things right off the bat. One thing is more important than the other. You're gonna want food and you're gonna want booze. Right? Because
Right.
right now, you've just got the stockpiles you started with, and that shit's gonna run out.
Yeah, so from what I've heard, dwarfs don't drink water, they just drink booze.
They do drink water. They do
If they
actually
have
drink
to.
water, but dwarves need water when they're like literally like when they get chopped in half and they need medical attention. That's when they drink water most of the time. Also, they bathe.
Yeah.
They like to bathe.
But the go-to source of hydration and refreshment for a dwarf is booze.
Yes, even dwarven children. Even dwarven children need a healthy supply of alcohol to get them through the day.
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Also, hey, one of our guys is super fucking jazzed. I love it.
Hey, yo.
Julie, hey, welcome.
Welcome.
I need to go do laundry.
Welcome to the fort.
Don't die, okay?
Okay,
Okay. Be right back.
I will try not to fuck up. All right, who's this guy? Let's learn about this guy. That's the wrong tool. Let's learn about this guy. This is Mincut Wheel Knife. Cool name. Oh, uh, he seems to have a lot of issues. Like, he's frail, has poor focus, recovers slowly, poor analytical ability, inattentive.
Jeez. This guy is fucked up.
I should probably pause. I'm going to read this. He dreams of raising a family. He's also fucking lazy.
He finds the pursuit of skill mastery off-putting and finds the idea of independence and foolish. Gee, wow, mean cut, you fucking suck.
And this is our minor. Also hates oysters.
He detests oysters.
Oh my god, he is unfocused after doing that. Look how many of these he is unfocused.
Dude, this is just the guy that's like, I promise I'm gonna publish that book, Mom.
I mean, I'm also annoyed at the lack of chairs. Anyway. Let's see.
Can
here.
you sit?
Hmm?
Huh?
Hmm?
Can you sit?
I have a butt.
I figured you just sort of like laid on your coils.
I mean,
Sort of, you come with the chair.
that works too. But no, I can sit.
You heard it here, folks. Snake ass real.
Or actually, hold up.
Squeak has redeemed Inflate the Snake.
Wow! Inflate the snake. Here we go. Wow. There we are.
Fantastic.
We are Stfoomp. Beaker. Let's actually not make this entire thing food. Let's make just like a little chunk of it food. Because I don't know if we have that much food to begin with, starting out. And this will be for food. And there we go. Cool, cool, cool. So now they're moving stuff that's not food out and stuff that is food in, hopefully. Okay. It feels weird to... Well, I guess that is kind of going up. Never mind. Blah, blah, blah. So these are all the fish. Let's see. Any ideas?
So what are we trying to do?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know either. Maybe we just start making furniture for everybody, I guess.
You know what? Let's start making
Oh,
some...
right. We mentioned food, or we mentioned booze. How do we start making booze?
I don't know. Tell you what, let's actually start expanding this a little bit. So, that's mine.
Big. Hi.
Whoa, hello. I'm big
Hey,
now.
y'all.
Wow.
Someone paid for me to be big.
Bro. And we figured out booze?
Not yet. We're working on it.
Awesome. Dwarves.
Dwarves.
So, for booze, I mentioned the like dirt lair that you probably don't want to build in.
Mm-hmm.
You do want to head up there if you want to grow some stuff to make into booze.
Yes, that's like the... I hear that's like the thing you
Yeah.
mostly use that for.
And there's also some micromanaging you're gonna have to do with that, like
Whoa.
at the start. but it's fine.
Tonefire, welcome. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Hello, hello.
That's my big poofy dragon friend.
Hello, dragon friend.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. So these are like gonna be like some bedrooms, I suppose. Whoa, Buns! Oh my God! Thank you
What?
for subscribing. Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's only
Holy heck.
$5. Can you believe
Welcome.
that?
It's only 5 simoleons.
It's only $5. My phone is buzzing about it. Everyone's so excited. They're all emailing me at the same time about it. It's great.
So let's see.
For only 5.
Oh, you've changed the rewards a little bit. I noticed that you changed the rewards a little bit. Now we only go up to 2K.
Oh, for like the channel points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I have the experience of just holding a loaded gun with my 15K gumballs.
I'm like, I'll spell $1 like a funny way. Wait, no, that's how you actually spell that.
$5. I love that emote.
It's so good.
Here's my favorite. I don't know where I got it. I can't remember where I got it, but I love it.
That's the like. That's the old. That's a fucking global emote. No.
Is it? This
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, that's a global emote. No, wait. Yeah. Wait. Anyway. So one thing to kind of keep in mind when you're building like hallways. Okay. So space is a weird thing in Dwarf Fortress, because the dragon can fit in the same tile that a dwarf can, right? Even though the dragon is like 10,000 miles tall or something. In the same sense, two dwarves traveling down like a one tile wide hallway, they need to like when they meet each other, they have to like move out of the way. One of them's gotta like fucking do some Metal Gear Solid shit against the wall to let the other
Oh.
one go past.
So like, so hallways should be like 2 wide?
They optimally they should be 3 wide, because that's like the best for pathing. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
3
think
wide makes
they
sense.
changed a little bit about how that specific like moving past each other interaction works in this version.
Ah, Hades
But a
popped
lot
a
of
bubble.
that,
Oh, I need to BRB.
yeah, a lot of the
My Tom be hurdy.
A lot of the pathing stuff you hear people talk about still applies.
Yeah. Okay. So while they're doing that, let's have some guy make some more beds.
Yeah, it is worth. Whenever you hear people giving advice, it is worth noting this is a brand new version of the game, and it's a substantially big update beyond just the UI stuff.
There we go.
So, clicking on those beds sucks, doesn't it? You're gonna
Eh,
have to do that 200 times. Doesn't that sound like that sucks?
I mean, not really.
If only there was a way to do that process on the macro level in a way that is easier to handle.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, so you can assign a manager that lets you give out work orders, which will automatically distribute commands to all of the workshops across your fortress without you having to go click on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also there's like Boolean statements and shit in there. There's ifs and shit. It's great. There's like greater thans and less thans and stuff. So this is actually, so you're gonna have to start building like proper bedrooms soon as well. But
That's what the beds are for.
yeah. So you're also gonna want to build a little office because you're gonna want to assign a manager, which you'll find in the nobles menu, which you can press N or the little crown in the bottom left.
Oh,
This is the bottom leftmost part. Yeah, there you go. Ta-da!
okay.
So there's a lot of positions here. Don't worry about it just yet. A lot of these are important, but the ones we're looking at is manager. And you're going to want to make these the same dwarf, but you have your manager position, and you can click on the little plus, and you can just pick your expedition leader, I'd say, because they're the one that has the skill.
Yeah.
The game default gives you like an expedition leader who will usually have some managerial skills that helps them do this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're also going to want to go to broker and bookkeeper, which are the ones below there, and just give that to the expedition leader as well. So
You're fucking in charge. Oh, I can't. Oh, wait, no.
wait, that's the planter. I mean, you could just find them again. Yeah,
There we
the
go.
bookkeeper role doesn't really, the skill doesn't matter. So, why did I just tell you to do that? So manager does the thing I said where it lets you distribute orders across the entire fortress. So what the manager does is, in the work order screen, which you'll look at in a bit, you can assign, say, make me. You can tell them to literally make me 20 beds.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right? You can say, give me 20 beds. And then, at the beginning of every day, the manager goes to their office, and they go, okay, have we made the 20 beds? Okay, we have make 20 beds. The voice in my head tells me to make 20 beds, so I'm going to tell everybody to make 20 beds. And you can set extra statements inside of those work orders that says, if we ever have less than 20 beds available in our stockpile, build 20 beds.
Okay.
So then at the beginning of every day, your manager will go to their office and they will check how many beds do we have. And if that amount of beds is less than the amount you said, which would be like 20 in this example, the manager will go, okay, today we will build 20 beds.
Okay.
And you can do that with a ton of stuff, and that system can get kind of complicated, but it's very simple if you just want them to keep a stockpile of a specific item.
Gotcha.
Now they will go, hey boss, we're out of materials every now and then, because they will, if when the process is automated.
Hey,
of
yo,
course.
boss.
But yeah, so the other two positions there were broker and bookkeeper. Broker is the person who talks to merchants when you're trading. So trade caravans are going to show up, and they're the person who's going to be in charge of talking to those guys.
Okay.
And their skills, their like negotiation skills, are going to determine how well the trade goes, like what kind of prices you can get away with, and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
And then bookkeeper. Broker also lets you know the value of things in your fortress. That's a nice thing. But bookkeeper lets you know exactly how much you have in your stockpile. So the top bar, you have like a bunch of numbers up there for like food and drink and stuff like that. And they're all approximate right now. So it says you have around 40, around 30. They're accurate to the leftmost decimal point, right? Or the leftmost whatever character. But if you have a bookkeeper, they will take a record of your stockpile, and you will be able to actually know how much of all the things you have.
Whoa. So it's like it's like I can actually get like an inventory.
Yes. And the reason why I was suggesting that you make all of those roles belong to the same dwarf is because now you only need to make one office. And they have a lot of skills in common for those kinds of things.
Whoa.
Right?
Okay.
Because if you split that up into 3 different dwarves, you would have had to have made like 2 to 3 different offices.
Yeah,
And
I gotcha.
that's more work.
So yeah, let's build let's give our guy an office.
Yeah. Now, dwarves, they may need a lot of room to work, and they may need a lot of room to walk. However, they don't really need a lot of room to live. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of why I got these little tiny cubbies. Where
Those are actually quite big.
Really?
3x3 for like a bedroom, that's pretty big.
Huh.
Now, that said, dwarves will like having opulent bedrooms. If a commoner peasant can have the bedroom of a king, oh man, they're gonna be happy, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
But,
You know, we're fucking socialists here.
absolutely, but if you have to do that for 200 dwarves, ooh, then that becomes a bit of a problem. Now, that being said, the minimal like bedroom space that you want is 3 tiles, not including the door, because you need to give them a bed, right? But dwarves also need some other furniture, like a chest or a coffer, which they can use to store personal belongings, and a cabinet that they can use to store all the ratty old clothes that they won't fucking throw out. And those things make them happy, and it keeps them from making a mess.
Whoa.
And coincidentally, those take up 3 tiles, and a 3-tile size bedroom is about the size it takes to make any given dwarf pretty damn happy about their bedroom.
So essentially, you just put him in a fucking closet.
Yes. Well, you can make the office a closet. The office can literally be 2 tiles because it has to be a table and a chair.
Oh, I see.
In fact, do you want to, dude? Do you want a big brain pro tip?
Oh, really?
The office doesn't even have to be a fucking room. Literally, you can just stick a table and a chair anywhere and then drag a 2-tile sized like office zone on that, and it can just be in the middle of a hallway.
Huh. Well, I want to give them
Now-
something. I'll give them a closet.
You should give them a closet. Don't do what I do. I play sloppy like that sometimes. I'm one of those, like, I'm on my 10th, 20th fortress. I'm just gonna throw the office in the middle of this dirt hole at the starter like portion of the fortress, and then by the time the fortress is a capital, I literally haven't moved it because I haven't had to. So just like the queen lives here, but our manager still goes to the dirt hole to do the taxes.
Mm-hmm. Can I go to the tax closet?
Yeah, they go to the tax closet. They go to the hallway where we store all of our pigs.
Let's see.
Which is also their offense.
So now that we got Mr. Mincott. By the way, we looked at Mr. Mincott. Man, this guy needs to get his shit together.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, that's yeah, stuff like frail and poor focus. Yikes. Ooh, boy, that's bad.
Yeah.
A rock is gonna fall on this guy's head, and he's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna fucking die.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so memories on that tab are like meaningful memories that are affecting them.
Oh,
so
cool.
This is stuff that they will gain new mood buffs from, because they will remember feeling a certain way. Like, they will remember a recent thought. It gets added to their long-term memory. And every now and again, they'll continue to remember that thought.
Yeah.
And this is where thoughts can affect their personality. So they will remember experiencing a particular thing.
Gotcha.
And that could be a good thing, that can be a bad thing, and that can affect them in all kinds of different ways, kind of depending on what their personality is already.
Okay. So how do we make booze?
Well, you're gonna want to go to the dirt.
Right,
so
right. You can make a farm.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to follow right about there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So you can actually see by the walls, there's like dirt there. So
Mhm.
dwarves, dwarves grow shit underground, and this is technically underground here because you're like in a hill, right?
Mhm.
So just dig out like, oh, I don't know, like let's say like 3x4. I think about 3x4. That feels about right.
So like here.
Yeah, like about like that, right? Just dig that out.
Yeah.
And also dig out like a little spot next to it.
Like a
Spot for a workshop, so like a 3x3 next to it.
gotcha. And this is where the booze happens.
Yeah, that's where the booze happens. And then while you're at it, you're kind of want to put a okay. So, you need a farm. You need a farm plot. So that's what that first square
Mhm.
is. Then you need a still, right, to
Right.
take stuff you grew and then make it into stuff. But you also need stockpiles because you need somewhere for the seeds to go. So you need one stockpile for seeds.
Yeah, so we can make like a little stockpile room
Yeah.
off to the
You
side
need
here.
one stockpile for seeds. You need one stockpile for the grown plants.
So like,
Yeah, about like that.
stockpile.
I mean, the seed stockpile in particular could be a little bit smaller, but and then you're gonna want another one for the plants, and then you're gonna want a third one for the booze.
And we'll put that next to the workshop,
Yeah.
so they could just.
And it's worth keeping in mind, dwarves, the booze does not come to the dwarves. The dwarves, they go to the booze. So wherever the booze is at, that's where the dwarves will congregate. They will swarm like busy little bees, and they will go scoop up all the booze. It's actually quite the sight to watch. Every now and then you'll get like a group of dwarves that have their thirst levels synced, so they will all go drink at the same time, and they just like descend upon the booze stockpile.
So how?
So for
Farming.
farm plot, you go to farming, and there's literally a farm plot building you can build. It's the first one. So this one's a little awkward to build, but it's just a box select. So you're gonna like, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So now they're gonna build a farm plot, and after they're done, you can tell them what to grow there during what seasons.
Okay.
Now the thing you're gonna want them to grow is plump helmets.
Ooh. So how do I?
That's the booze crop.
Okay. So
And you
right
can grow
here.
it in every single season. Yep. So that's the summer season, and you're gonna want to go across all the other tabs and switch all those over to plump helmets as well. And now, whenever they have seeds available and there's space available in the farm plot, they will try to plant that. They will
Okay.
plant plump helmet seeds. So exit out of this menu and then press Y. There you go. So this is the labor menu, but I want you to go to the kitchen sub tab here.
Well, so Fanguo, thanks for following.
Hey.
So kitchen.
So kitchen. So you see plump helmets right there?
Uh-huh.
So those are your plump helmets. Those two icons under the permissions column, the one on the left is cooking, the one on the right is brewing. Plump helmets, you don't want them to eat these, because if they eat these, for one, they don't get turned into booze. But also, it makes reclaiming the seeds a little bit difficult, because I think the way it works is you don't get the seeds back until after they eat the food or something. Either
Mhm.
that or you don't get it back at all. But if you brew plump helmets into booze, you immediately get the seeds back.
Whoa. Okay.
And that's important. As
Yeah.
a general rule for this whole menu here, if you can turn something into drink, you shouldn't allow them to cook it.
Yes.
Because you will generally speaking have plenty of sources of food to eat once you kind of figure your stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're playing like a challenge run, in which case maybe you'll end up eating your seeds because you're on an undead iceberg and you're screaming and crying. That might happen.
So.
Mushroom. So for that, okay, so all of the stuff we're dealing with is in the food subcategory. So we're gonna have to go into the custom tab here,
Oh.
which brings up the big, bright, and red and scary thing. So you're gonna click on food, and now there's a lot, but you're gonna go to seeds, and honestly, just go up to the top and hit all.
Gotcha.
So every type of seed is gonna go into that stockpile.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And that's done.
Yes. There's one thing you want to modify here, though, and it's because of a bug.
Oh,
Sorry, I've been here for a while, but I forgot to unmute. So I have a question.
Yes.
So is there an advantage to, like, one thing that was on my mind, is there an advantage to investing a lot into plants that could be used for either food, like, or booze? Because my first thought would be making a second farm that can be like a flex thing
Yeah, you
and
can.
make more booze or food depending on your needs.
So, yes. Like, okay, once you are at a state where you just have loads of shit,
Mhm.
like having a variety of stuff is just nice to have, and
Mhm.
like growing crops for food is something you're absolutely going to do, and there are specific crops that you can't make
Mhm.
into booze that you can totally do that with. And once you're at a point where you're not really worried about, because when you're at the beginning, you only have so many seeds with you, so you want to be a little careful with
Mhm.
like what you let your dwarves do, because at this stage, if you run out of seeds all of a sudden, because like it gets made into food, and then the food,
it's
fuck, who knows where the seeds went, right? You're gonna have to
Mhm.
wait until a caravan shows up to sell you seeds, and that can be kind of a nightmare.
That could be kind of rough.
Yeah, but once you're like established, and you have like a nice healthy supply
Mhm.
of seeds, the little like micromanaging about like, oh, make sure you brew this, blah blah blah, doesn't really matter as much.
Okay.
So where is the still?
It is under farming.
Oh yeah, right.
It's
Put
a
the
good
still
old
right here.
POFL. And there's the still, and my phone isn't silenced.
We'll make it out of fucking almond, whatever.
Oh yeah, the thing I was gonna say about the stockpile. So the seed stockpile specifically, there is a bug. So the way the seeds, so stockpiles work, where there are barrels and there are bins that you're going to be making, and these let you condense items together. So that, you know, when Urist puts his 5 different teeth in 5 different tiles and the 1 grape on the ground, if you give him a bin or a barrel, he will instead put all of that stuff into 1 barrel, which will take up itself 1 tile, which helps you condense everything down, right? So there's a bug specifically with farms where if a barrel, because the way seeds are stored in bags, and a bag contains multiple different seeds, right? And then bags of seeds are stored in barrels. So, so okay, so the egg goes in the box, and the box goes in the ocean. Uh, the problem is when a dwarf goes, ah, yes, it is time for me to plant seeds. The dwarf will look for seeds, and the dwarf will find seeds in the barrel, and the dwarf will claim the seeds. However, when the dwarf claims the seeds in the barrel, they claim the bag. But not only do they claim the bag of seeds, they claim the entire barrel, which has all the different bags of all the different seeds, and all the different seeds and all the different bags. And then all of a sudden, fucking Urist over here is like, ah, I got 1 seed. And then all 20 other dwarves who are farming freak out because they're like, where are all the seeds? Because Urist has them. And they can't find them because Urist has them. And everyone's upset now. So, all of that to say, click on that seed stockpile up there. You see there's a barrel, it's already started. So you're just going to click on this, and now click on the barrel icon. And this actually lets you set the amount of bins and barrels and stuff that you can assign to a stockpile, which is pretty useful to have. But just like click on the number sign and just like set it to 0.
Okay, so no barrels allowed.
This is specifically for a bug, not a feature, so hopefully that isn't a thing you always have to do forever. But Dwarf Fortress is one of those games where you learn bugs become features. Dwarf Fortress is one of those games.
Yeah. Okay, so back down here. Yeah, oh yeah, we were gonna make a little office here.
Yeah.
Is that a? So that's
So
under.
in order to make an office, you need to have furniture, right? So
Right.
an office is a zone. It's not like a building.
Gotcha.
So you're gonna have to make a chair, and you're gonna have to make a table,
Gotcha.
because your manager needs to be able to sit at his desk to work.
Chair. Wrong key.
And generally speaking, if you ever put down a table, or rather, if you ever put down a chair, that chair should have a table, because dwarves are stupid and their brains work funny. Because if a dwarf sees a chair in the middle of a room that has no table next to it, the dwarf will sit down in the table, and the dwarf will go, "Where the fuck are the tables? I'm upset. There's no tables.
Fuck this chair. What
Fuck
the
this
fuck's
shit."
this chair doing?
Now, that makes them upset. But you also need to be careful. Never allow two chairs to be adjacent to the same table, because then what's going to happen is Urist is going to sit in one chair, right? And fucking Ubak is going to sit in the other chair. Urist got there first, so he's got his little mushroom soup on the table. Fucking Uvok is going to go, "Wait a minute. This chair has no table. Urist is using the other table right here. I have no table. This chair has no table. Fuck this shit." And they're gonna get upset in the same way they would if there was no table in the first place.
Servant Cytoplasm, thank you for following. But that's really funny.
Yeah, you got to avoid the temptation to like build a cute little Sims like, kitchen table thing.
Mhm.
You want to avoid that.
Have a good night, Tome. Thanks for coming. Okay.
Dwarves are
The
very...
more I hear about the more I think that this game is you're just their babysitter.
A little bit. I don't even know, man. This is one of those games where, like, what do you consider, like, what role is the player character functionally playing in Fortress mode? Like, what are
It's
we
the
to these dwarves?
babysitter.
Like, the dwarves are
You're
like
the
a
one-
psychic hive mind, and, like, we are the weird fucking voice controlling all of them.
Okay.
Like, we're like one of the deities that they just aren't aware of. Your arm lock the guard up. That's probably it.
Okay. So we got a little office set up.
Yeah.
We got a table and a chair.
So now, if you press Z, you open up the zone menu.
Oh. So we make it an
Yeah.
office. So
Yes. So you just paint it in the same way you paint like
Ah,
mining designations and stuff.
Eh.
Yeah, there's not a clean way to undo misclicks like that. And then there you go. Bada bing. That's an office. And now you have to click on... So in the top left panel, you can see that's the office. This is the zone. Now that you've got it highlighted. And you can click on the little dwarf face with the plus sign. And that
is
lets
your
you assign it to your
office.
expedition leader. There you go.
Wow.
And now if you go into the noble menu by pressing N, you'll be able to see that now their office indicator is green.
So they're
It's been
good. They can
fulfilled.
do their work. They can do their job.
Their need for an office has been fulfilled.
Whoa.
Later on, when you get nobility, they will have particular requirements, which will require you to build not a dirt hole, but your manager is not nobility, and they never will be unless they are. But don't worry about that.
Anyway, so I got a bunch of fucking alerts here. An animal has grown to become a
Oh,
stray.
you got migrants. You got new dwarves. You got 3 new guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're at 10 now.
Oh, shit! How about that?
Congratulations. The
Yeah.
civilization you chosen is not dying. Oh, yeah, the examples. Oh, yeah, you gotta right-click on these to get rid of them, by the way.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's your fisher dwarf looking for places to fish.
Oh, okay.
You might want to... Okay, so the zones also let you designate fishing spots. I think there's a river on the south side of your map. Yeah. So you're going to want to go over to that river. You can see it in the top right on the mini-map.
So, like... Oh, this river.
Yeah. And it's all the way to the south. Oh, it's a brook! That's awesome. You can walk across brooks, but they still count as deep water. So if you go into the zoning tool...
Zoning.
You can make a fishing zone. So now dwarves will, if they have the fishing job, they will go here to fish. So you're going to want some of it to be on land and then the rest of it to be on water.
So like this.
Yeah. Actually, making it smaller is better because it means that they're going to be going to like the same consistent spot.
Gotcha.
You don't really need it to be big. There you go.
Ah.
So now your fisher dwarf will go there and they'll fish. And that brook is going to produce a lot of fish because that's like a brook. It's going to make them the hell.
It's fucking chock full of fish. Yeah. How far away is it, though?
It's not too far away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little far away, but it's not that bad.
So I'm noticing there's like little plants up here.
Yes. If you press G, you can set them to gather stuff.
Ooh.
So now you can box select the little plants that you see, and if they're fruiting, you can gather stuff off of them, and you can actually turn these into booze or
Whoa.
food.
You can turn anything into booze when you think about it.
Or into clothing sometimes.
How you doing, Erica?
You do need a fishery to make fish edible unless it's mussels. But yeah, you will
Man.
need to make a fishery to process the fish into an edible state that they can eat.
Man, I only just had this idea, but it would have been so fun if I got a drink to play Dwarf Fortress over.
But what would you drink to?
I'd probably just get a Four Loko.
Okay, if you don't
Drink
have mussels,
talking
you're probably lucky.
contouring, I guess. I don't know if anyone here's uncomfortable with that stuff.
Mm.
But I usually like those just because like I've had them and I'm like, okay, it's one of those I have one and I already know that is enough.
So out
Wait,
of
you
all,
can just like box select this without having to pick all the individual ones.
oh, so like all of this
Yeah.
shit's like
Yeah.
stuff
Keep in
you wanna get.
mind, this is a general labor that doesn't restrict who does it right now. So all of your dwarves are gonna go, oh, okay, I'll go do that if they don't have something more important to do.
They're not really doing anything right now at the
They
moment.
are not doing anything. That is correct.
They're descending.
There they go. There go the ants. So I've noticed they are hanging out outside by the wagon. They don't actually know that they have a little house they can sit in, right? So that's another zone you can designate.
Gotcha.
Because by default right now, the dwarves go to hang out at the wagon when they have no job. So if you go down to that little common area, right?
Right over here.
Yeah, right over there. So you can designate a zone. Which I might have to back out of this tool first.
Zones.
Yeah, a meeting area. Which is the top left one. This is going to be like one of the most common meeting zones, zones you make.
This big, or it's big, or
big or as small as you want. You can change it whenever you want.
Okay.
It's no big deal.
This is where the dwarves hang out.
So now, yeah, if they have nothing to do, they'll just hang out.
Oh, there's
And
vibing.
you can see there's a little plus sign on that little panel that it's got, right?
Right here?
So don't worry about this yet, but if you click on that, you can designate the meeting zone to be a temple or a guild hall or a library or an inn.
Ooh, neato.
Which is something to worry about maybe a little bit in the future once you've got maybe some more stuff set up.
Okay. So
because if you establish an inn or even temples, and you set them to they're public by default, so you'll actually start getting visitors showing up at your inn or your temple to like hang out.
Whoa.
And totally not perform espionage.
What?
Wink. What?
What?
Huh? What? No, man. There's no conspiracy system in this game. Don't worry about it.
So.
Don't worry about it.
Storage. I know that barrels and crates and stuff are a thing that makes storage a lot easier.
You have a manager now, and this is the perfect time to make bins. So if you go to the work orders menu, which is O, or the checker, the fucking, what do you call it? Whatever, press O, there it is.
Oh, okay.
So this menu is another thing you're gonna have to learn a little bit. But if you go to the top right, that's how you make a new one.
Okay.
Now here's literally everything any dwarf can ever do in a workshop ever.
Oh, sick.
Thankfully it has a search bar. Thank
so,
fucking God it has a search
bin.
bar. Bin. Specifically wooden bin. You need to specify the material you're making it out of. Now it is worth keeping in mind, making the same thing out of different materials will change what that thing is called. Mm-hmm. So if you're making like a box, or rather, if you're making a furniture item, a chest, right? Mm-hmm. If you're making a chest, if that chest is made out of wood, it's called a chest. But if it's made out of stone, it's called a coffer, that kind of thing.
Ooh, okay.
So every now and then, you'll try to search for a particular material to make something out of, and it won't work. But that might just be because it's called something else, right?
Gotcha.
But in this case, it's just bin.
So.
But if you want to make like barrels out of rock, they're not called barrels; they're called pots. So now, you've told that by default it picks 10. Mm-hmm. So they're going to make 10 bins, and then they're going to finish this, and it's going to go away. However, you can set them to repeat. If you go to, it's the green icon
Right here.
right here, that's conditions. So it gives you some suggestions, and I recommend the first one, which is empty bins. If there are less than 10 empty bins, they will make 10 bins.
Whoa.
So this will ensure that your stockpiles have enough extra bins to place more items into.
Gotcha.
And they won't make more than you need,
Whoa.
in theory.
Okay, neato. So is that all for this right now?
Yes. So when you add a condition, it automatically sets it to be a restart thing, but you can actually make it restart daily without a condition if you want. Although I wouldn't recommend that because materials and stuff, and that can get kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But you usually want to have a halting condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that has a built-in halting condition because once there are enough empty bins, they will stop doing the task.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed there's a lot of just fucking rocks everywhere, and I kind of want them to do something with that.
Yeah. Well, actually, you can set up a stoneworker's shop, and you can start telling them when to
Right.
make furniture and doors and stuff out of stone, which will help you make more bedrooms.
Stone.
Stone. It's the last one.
Yeah.
It's the orphan over there. There it is.
Yeah, whatever the fuck this is, I guess.
Chert. That's
Chert.
a rock. I know that rock.
Rock for the rock place.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the conditions can be a little weird. They work as advertised, but there are there's the adjectives, there's the materials, and then there's stuff where okay, so you notice how that thing, the condition I gave you, but the default one is if there are less than 10 bins, make 10. That doesn't mean there will always be 10 bins available. That means that if there are 9 bins, they will make 10 bins, which means there will always be between 10 and 19 or so bins or whatever.
I see.
That's what that really means.
So, what kind of stuff can we make out of stone?
Well, you can make it's rock. Rock is the word they
Actually,
use.
I think I can just click on it here, can I?
Yes, you can click on the Stoneworkers Workshop.
And that just filters all the stuff for that. Where the fuck is it? There it is.
So this is not dissimilar to the menu you would get if you just clicked on the workshop specifically.
Interesting. We make some tables, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, make fucking whatever. You might want to make doors for getting bedrooms set up.
Right. Yeah, let's do that. Make 10 doors.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Fucking stone, baby. Hey, check your food counter.
Nice.
Yeah. Rock and stone, baby.
Rock and stone! Rock and stone!
Oh, yeah, we got plants.
Oh, baby. See, they harvested that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Your all stockpile is still active. You notice how they just snatched that shit and they left?
Mm-hmm.
See how they're not taking it to the stockpile you made?
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
priority.
You gotta go modify your stockpile and disallow that. Unlike RimWorld, there aren't stockpile priorities. I think they're based on the oldest stockpile might have the highest priority. Maybe that's how it works.
Okay.
Because there has to be literally a priority.
So no more all.
Yes, so you can just go into custom, and the way you can manage this is just whenever you make a unique stockpile, just remove those items from this stockpile.
I see. So remove food.
Or at least drinking stuff. Or drinking seeds. Seeds and the...
How do you...
you can filter, just type plump helmet in the top left.
Oh, wait, I see. Okay.
Yes, you can raise bees in this game.
Whoa.
Bees.
If bees are actually pretty fucking easy to manage once you know the material you need to do that kind of stuff, but you also need to be in a biome that has bees.
Should I just go ahead and disallow corpses while we're in here?
Yes, and refuse. You should absolutely disallow those. Oh right, you're gonna wanna that thing. So both of the columns have their own all and nones. So what you did was you disallowed item types, but you also want to disallow the other subcategories. It's a little weird. It's
Okay.
a little weird.
I think we're
That
good.
confused me a lot when I was getting used to this menu. If it's any comfort, all of the fucking Dwarf Fortress veterans also have issues with this menu because literally everybody had to learn this menu.
Because it's
This
just
came
bright fucking red. It's just like, what did I do? Freak Pandora, thanks for following. Oh my goodness.
Welcome, welcome!
Wow.
Juliaru has redeemed the hydrate.
Oh, I'll be right back then. I'm gonna
Avocado.
grab a drink.
This is where we store all the fat
Yeah.
in this stockpile. Look at that.
Uno
Pace.
momento.
You know, I love that there's an entire primary category in the stockpile for coins. I think that's very funny. Hey, folks in the chat, you don't know Dwarf Fortress. Coins, this game runs on a barter economy. Coins literally don't do anything. You can't do anything with them. They actually don't do anything. They're not even like worth a lot in terms of value for trading. You're literally better off like not ever making coins. It's very funny to me that they have an entire category in the stockpile for coins. I would love to make coins. I want them to give us players a reason to make coins because I want to have Scrooge McDuck moments. I want to like fill a room with coins and swim around in them. Okay, yes, the bouncing coin thing. I know about I know about the coin catapult shit. You can make a shotgun out of fucking coins. Okay, but like okay, right? So you can make a shotgun out of coins, but you can also make that out of like I don't know, lead statues. Like you can shoot a bunch of coins at people, that's funny, but you can also drop a lead statue on a goblin. Like that also works.
Whoa. Dropping lead statues on goblins.
Yeah, fucking drop a train on their ass.
Okay.
That'll
do for now.
in one of my fortresses that fell. I didn't do this, but I probably should have tried it. I almost literally did Looney Tunes shit where I carved out like my entire fortress and I caved in the entirety of the fortress on top of a monster's head.
That's funny.
I considered doing it, but I didn't. I really wish I did. That fortress fell to unrelated reasons, unfortunately. I would describe more about it, but
So I just realized I can't make a door with these because they're like kind of like open cubbies.
yeah. So doors, you can make double doors, but you can't make triple doors.
So,
will I have to make like a wall so I can door them off?
that's a big question.
Yeah,
We know
what's
that
up?
there are other civilizations here, but is it possible to make just a second fortress?
So Dwarf Fortress, the way Dwarf Fortress works right now, in your save
In
game,
a world.
you can only ever have one active anything at any given time. So you can only ever have one active fortress. However, you can retire your fortress, which means the fortress, you will relinquish control of your fortress and it will become part of Legends mode like all other historical sites and figures are. And the game's story generator will just control it. And you can actually come back and reclaim it. However, that has some complications. It fucks up all your stockpiles. I've done it before. I've reclaimed fallen fortresses before. It's kind of a mess. Yeah, you can settle like you can play in the same world hypothetically, theoretically, forever. If you wanted to, you could keep making more and more fortresses.
So essentially, you make a fort, you get it to a place you want it, and then you like put it in Legends mode, and then it's just
or it dies.
Or it dies. And it's just kind of doing its own thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you make a new fortress in the same world, you might encounter some of the dwarves that you're already familiar with.
Well,
from your old fortress.
that's kind of cool.
Because it is a continuous world. Like,
That's rad.
all these dudes are actually walking around. Like, you'll meet the same guy. You'll meet like, oh hey, here's some like if you play a world for long enough, you'll just like run into some of your old dwarves like children walking around even.
Yeah, that's fucking neato.
Like they'll go off and have their own lives. They'll go on adventures. They'll get killed by a demon. It's fun. Maybe they'll kill a demon. Probably not.
Okay, so
Probably not.
now that it just auto-saved, you mentioned something I needed to do regarding that earlier.
Yes. So go into settings, which you can get to from the cog or escape. Yeah. It's the second to last one. And you're gonna want to go to the game tab, and then do the top one. Click the plus sign, and now it's 4 times a year instead of twice a year.
Okay.
That's so that if you do crash, you don't lose that much progress.
How frequent can you make it?
That
just...
is as frequent as you can make it, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Honestly, if you could make it any more frequent, it would be annoying, because the older a world gets and the more complicated a world gets, the longer it takes to save.
Gotcha.
So if you were saving every week, you'd be saving like every 10 minutes sometimes, and it would suck.
Cool.
Do we have a bug that crashes your game when you autosave? Is it only on the same world? If that's the case, that might be the world that's bugged. But if it's like your whole thing, you might want to verify your game files and report that bug. I did have a save where I tried to retire the fortress and it would just crash every time. I do have a brick save. I have had that happen.
Anyway, so do I need to make walls to actually make these proper bedrooms?
Yes. Walls are. Oh, now's the time. You could cut some of these stones into blocks, which would actually let the stones go further, because one boulder makes a couple blocks, and then one block is one wall, whereas one boulder would be one wall.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And also,
So,
if I wanted to, I can actually like put walls in between all of them to make more bedrooms.
Yeah, you could.
That because you say they don't need to be big; they just gotta have a bed.
Oh yeah,
and
no.
Stuff in it.
Literally 3 tiles. That's all they have to be.
Okay. So yeah, let's do that. Let's make some fucking blocks.
Worth noting, the bed is probably what you want to be. Okay, so this is something that's a little annoying to kind of figure out, but certain furniture objects are passable. Dwarves can walk over them and through them.
Mm-hmm.
Other furniture objects are not. They are considered solid things that dwarves can't walk through, right? Dwarves can walk over beds, they can walk over coffers, they can walk over tables, they can walk over chairs. I do not believe dwarves can walk through cabinets, though.
So it needs to be in the back of the room.
Yes. The sort of traditional order is bed, coffer, cabinet. So door, bed, coffer, cabinet.
Gotcha.
Bedrooms are technically 4 tiles if you include the door.
So make rock blocks and
10 is probably enough.
we can set it to always like.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, setting this to be replenished is pretty good. So if you have like less than 50, let's say.
Okay.
Now, this is going to use up all your goddamn rocks, which means you're not going to be able to make furniture because you don't have a lot of rocks right now. That's kind of the problem of setting this up. So you might want to start like digging stuff out. Well, you're going to need to dig stuff out anyway to make more rooms.
Gotcha.
Because you are getting migrants. And a funny thing about how Fortress mode works, migrants, the amount of migrants you get is kind of based on like your wealth, like how much stuff your fortress has. And you will eventually hit a kind of tipping point where all of a sudden you go from like getting 1 or 2 migrants every wave to getting like suddenly 30 of them. Like, it'll happen. But by then you should be able to kind of handle that. And if anything, having more dwarves is a blessing because it's just more hands.
Yeah.
You know,
anyway, I should
they get to build their own bedrooms way faster. It is now summer. Oh no, now it's autumn.
Yeah.
It's an old alert. Oh yeah, you can see they can't make bins because they're out of wood.
So we should chop down some more trees.
Yeah. And also like dedicated wood stockpile. So wood logs are one of those item types that you can't condense. They cannot be put into bins and condensed down, which is one of the big reasons why you want to have a dedicated wood stockpile. Because if you allow dwarves to put wood in like a general purpose stockpile,
Mm-hmm.
it will be 90% wood whenever you fell a
Gotcha.
bunch of trees.
Should it be above ground or underground?
Preferably underground. I think by default you should try to make everything underground, even if it's shallow, because dwarves don't like to get rained on. It makes them very sad.
They don't like getting. They're like cats.
Okay.
Oh, I know how to harvest food from trees. Uh, that's a whole thing. You can make a lot of food harvesting food from trees. If you're in like a biome that has lots of fruit-bearing trees, it can get kind of crazy. Crazy good. Crazy. Yeah. That's why every default embark has a stepladder. It's not just because they're short. It's because they want to pick apples and they take a stepladder to the tree to pick apples. Yeah. You can actually... You know what? This is probably a good idea. I notice how low your drinks are. So what you probably want to do...
I was about to say, oh shit, they're not making booze.
So they gathered some stuff. You can set them to make booze from plants, from vegetables, and from fruit or whatever. There's 2 different brew options. And from plant. Brew drink from plant. Just set them to repeat that. Just put the loop button on that for now.
Whoa, okay.
They'll run out. I'm telling you to do this because I'm confident they'll run out soon. And also it doesn't matter. So someone should come along and start brewing, because you did do a gather action, and that's why that was highlighted. So they'll make like fucking cabbage wine or whatever the hell. So they'll figure it out.
You can make anything into wine if you try hard enough.
Kind of. Just wait until you try some sewer brew.
Oh yeah. Literal shit water.
The airport jungle juice.
Sewer brew is a real thing. You make it out of ratweed. No, you can't smoke it.
Damn it.
In the game or
In the game.
okay.
Unironically, they need to let dwarves smoke.
Oh yeah, there they are. It's like, oh,
my
shit, they
God.
make booze. They just all come upstairs.
Literally, yeah. So you can see that they're actually like showing up. You'll see them show up at the still
Mhm.
like before it even gets hauled away, because
Just like there's a line outside.
Literally.
That's funny.
Well, they don't form lines. They kind of just like Final Fantasy party together in like a single tile.
Whoa. Also, another hydrate. I will hydrate. I got a water bottle. Yeah.
Wow. This game's great.
I'm into it. Like it's
we're in dirt hole mode, and I'm like, you know what? This is great.
It's nice having someone who knows what they're doing beside me, because otherwise I would feel like I was doing everything wrong all the time. Which is kind of how I feel when I play these games on my own.
Dwarf Fortress is about learning how to play the game good enough so that when you lose in a way that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not just, oh, everyone dehydrated to death. Okay.
But yeah.
I've had that happen.
So
oh man, winters can be scary. Oh, yo, you got lignite. That's the
What?
fucking gray rock on the bottom right of that room. You can make that into coke, which is a fuel source.
lignite balls. Anyway.
I made sure there was a pregnant silence there.
So this is the wood zone.
The wood.
The wood.
You know, you could even like make a little hallway that leads to the little workshop right there, so they don't even have to go through the common
You're
hallway.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wood. And make sure to disallow wood from the other ones if they're still in there. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to click the custom button. And yeah, wood is currently enabled.
No. No wood.
Yeah, there you go. Look at all the wood types. Wow.
So much wood. I got wood. So let's just do one of these.
God, there's
One of these. There we
I
go.
the wood menu activates my like Dwarf Fortress trivia. I could say stuff. So this game doesn't really have like proper implementation for like large vehicles and stuff. Like there's no boats. Oh hey, it's the caravan. Oh shit. Okay, well.
Okay. So now we're getting into economics.
Yeah, so you don't have a trade depot. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pop up to the surface and slap a trade depot down.
Wrong way.
Oh, if you press F1.
Oh.
There you go. That takes you to your wagon. So slap a trade depot down. So that's going to be in the build menu, and it's its own like topmost category. So you don't even have to like look for it.
Any particular place I should put it?
Wherever it fits.
Okay.
Near the stairs, I guess.
Trade depot.
Yeah, there it is.
There, right here's good.
You're gonna end up moving this probably. Oh, you got blocks. Remember, blocks are way lighter,
Ah.
and you need 3 of them. There you go.
Okay.
All right, so now your dwarves are gonna run up and build that, and once it's done. Oh, by the way, these guys are from your home civilization, so these are from the mountain home, and they come every autumn, assuming everything's okay. Sometimes they don't show up, but don't worry about it. And they also bring a liaison with them, and they will talk to your expedition leader or your mayor or whomever is in charge at the time.
Wow.
And you'll get a little pop-up in a minute that'll elaborate.
Okie dokie. How you doing, Erica?
I'm doing great. This game's rad.
Well,
It fucking is.
I'm sorry I haven't been talking that much.
again, it's just I'm worried that you're like feeling left out.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, there's a trade.
I just
depot.
don't have
So-
that much to say here yet.
Oh.
So before trade happens, you're going to click on that depot, and it's going to bring up the depot menu. So there's a couple things here. Well, there's really only 2 things here. One, it tells you the status of your broker, so you know if they're slacking off.
Gotcha.
And then you have the 3 buttons above your little trader guy. So that is broker show up. So you have a button that tells the broker to show up whenever they can.
Mm-hmm.
And they will go to the depot and they will stand there indefinitely unless they need to eat. And then there's also another button for anyone. So like if some random kid's wandering around and your broker's not available, you can just have them trade, but you probably don't want to do that. There's really no reason not to have your broker.
It's like, quick, have this baby run the register.
Literally. And deals will be bad. So the important thing here right now is the topmost button, which is for moving stuff to and from the depot. Now here's the thing. Your dwarves have been playing in the dirt for the past few months. So you don't really have anything to sell.
Right.
Don't fucking sell your anvil, dear God, by the way. Do not, you only have one.
So is this all my stuff?
Yes, this is all your stuff.
Oh shit, we have Koopa shells.
Yeah, they're worth nothing, but you can make them into jewelry. But like you could sell. Wait, hold
We got
on.
boxes of gems.
So, oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Click. Yeah, bring that. Okay, so there's a checkbox on the right side of that. Click that.
Mhm.
There you go.
Okay.
Just do that because everything else you have is important. Like all these other bins are stuff that you're gonna need,
Mm-hmm.
like your tools and.
But
shit.
we don't need gems right now.
No. Okay, here's the thing. Gems are a merchant item primarily. Like, you can use them to decorate objects, and dwarves will need them when they want to make legendary artifacts and stuff, which is something you're going to have to worry about later.
Mhm.
But gems don't really serve a direct function. Like, you can make windows out of gemstones, I think, but that's not a big deal. Like gemstones are, I need money.
Gotcha.
This game doesn't have money. I need value. I need dwarf bucks. Now,
So gems are like pure wacky stacks.
yes, optimally, you want to cut those gems. These are uncut gems, but you don't have time to cut them. Worry about that later.
Here's a box of pretty rocks.
Yeah, uncut gems are still worth a bit.
There we go. Okay.
So now, your dwarves have a hauling action. They'll take that whole bin, and they'll bring it to the trading depot. So, because your broker... Oh, there's a big blue button.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, they're meeting with your outpost leader guy.
Diplomacy.
So this menu will pop up whenever any diplomat from any kind of civilization wants to talk to you guys.
World's the same as ever.
And you will gain rumors about goings on in the world. So like if there were like battles happening and stuff like that, this will add information to the world map that you could look at. Okay, this menu.
So this is their shit.
No, this isn't the trading menu yet. Well, this is what they're asking for here is. Yep.
Oh, so it's like what they're gonna bring next year. Okay.
Yes. So what do you want to bring next year? Keep in mind they will charge like double for anything you request. But okay, there's a lot of stuff here. Do I have any recommendations? Not really. However, you should look for pets.
Pets.
This is all of the animals your civilization has domesticated. Is there anything interesting in here? No. God damn it. Okay, they don't have like gorillas or something weird. I don't. Okay, livestock are kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, maybe food, but let's see. Yeah, gems do kind of fill the role of coins. That is kind of what they do. It's kind of hard to say at this stage, but
there's so much stuff.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. I guess.
Like what kind of food?
This is stuff you'll get next year, because like they already have food with them that you can buy right now. Is the thing, which is probably what I'm going to recommend you grab. But once you like get really into your fortress, like this menu, you'll kind of know more what you would want, because you want to buy things that are either annoying for you to produce in your fortress, or like you can't produce at all in your fortress. Those are like the best things to grab. But early on,
maybe some vegetables.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Is there any way to? Is there any strategy to investing in a specific export? Like figure like
yeah, well.
Like be like, hey, we can invest a bunch in like making a lot of really pretty rocks for people and make a lot of money off of it.
Value of an item is affected by its quality, and so when you're crafting an item, the way the quality is determined by the ingredients made to make that item, which have their own qualities depending if they were made by someone else. But the dwarf who makes that item, their skill determines that quality. So you can train a particular dwarf, like say, hey, you're the guy who carves jewelry out of horns, and that's all you do. And they will become a bone carver, and they will gain bone carving skill, and they'll make nicer and nicer carved bones and stuff, which will have a hypothetically higher value.
So how much variation is there in like figuring out, what kind of state do you want to be? Do you want to be sort of like a merchant state? Like what kind of stuff do we have there?
It's a little weird, because especially when it comes to like producing value, for the most part, it's like you're doing okay. So value comes from stuff that you're probably already doing if you want to like build your fortress. Like, I want to build a big fortress that has a cool little military or whatever. Or if you're trying to like raise bees or something, you will generally just gain value anyway.
I will say, a lot of what I'm coming into this with is like Civ. I played a lot of Civ. So that's what I'm going to be basing a lot of my previous assumptions on, and how we plan out, what kind of civilization we're making here.
I think the biggest problem with me answering this question is there are dominant strategies when it comes to like exports, and one of those is gems, but the other one that is, they're totally gonna patch this. The fucking the fucking Adams brothers have absolutely said they're gonna patch this because it's broken. Food, prepared meals are worth way too much. So
Yeah, I was wondering if like food would be some
yes.
or like make
So
it like
in
make
my
like a
fortress right
maritime.
now, my like main fortress I'm playing, my primary export is food.
I mean, that's kind of cool, but
yeah. And part of that is because fishing is overpowered, and I can make an infinite food. And then the food is overpowered because it's worth too much. Like you're selling a dude like a fucking casserole, and by the time he gets to the mountain home, like realistically, that casserole should spoil. But like whatever.
fuck it. I want pineapples, I guess.
Yo, hell yeah, you can make booze out of that.
Yeah. Ooh, that. Oh yeah, that's some jungle juice right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Casserole
over
booze.
194%.
Yeah, they charge fucking double for requested stuff. But here's the thing. Sometimes you can request. Oh, and in turn, they make a request of you, which is cloth and blocks. Which, the multiplier on blocks isn't going to help too much because blocks aren't worth that much unless you're making blocks out of like platinum or some shit. So, yeah, a typical fortress should aim to be wholly self-sufficient. That's right, chat member.
Okay, so
Correct.
when do I buy shit from them?
Okay, so right now you're paused, but you want to go to the trade depot and you want to get your broker to show up. So so it's highlighted green is what they're currently doing, which is no trader needed at depot. So they're not being requested. So you're gonna want to request broker at depot by clicking on the broker requested at depot option.
Oh, okay.
So now your broker is going to, the next time they're able, their job will become trade at depot. And the trader just showed up. They just unloaded their goods. That's why there's an inventory there now.
Okay, so this is all the stuff they are selling at the moment.
Yes. You can click on the trade button to see like a proper breakdown of the stuff.
What's the trade button?
It's at the top. It just appeared. It wasn't there before. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, they're not unloaded yet. So you have to wait. You have to wait for them to physically unload.
Gotcha.
And the larger the trade caravan is, the longer it takes.
Okay. My current fortress is fucking banger as
There we
fuck
go.
right now. And the caravans they send, the caravans that all the civilizations I'm allied with send are fucking huge. And it, no joke, takes them like 3 in-game days to unload their shit.
Oh my god.
It's
That's
pretty
funny.
great.
So okay,
They send like 7 wagons. Yeah, go
so
ahead.
so it's like a barter system. Like I give them stuff for their
Yes,
stuff
so
of value for their
on
stuff.
On the right is your shit, and on the left is their shit. And once you start clicking on stuff, you'll see numbers at the bottom start to change. And that's how you're gonna know that. Oh yeah, and they have cages that have animals in them.
Okay.
That's how they bring animals. They will bring them in a cage. Comes with the cage.
Ooh,
You get to keep the cage.
free cage.
Make sure to let the animal out of the cage. Don't forget that the animal is in the cage.
So, what should I be like getting here?
Well, you've already got a couple bits of starting gear as far as like armor and weapons go. Also, fucking, you're not buying a 1,000 value steel helmet. So,
Because like I'm kind of good on supplies at the moment.
well, actually, keep scrolling. Oh, by the way, you can
Mhm.
collapse these categories. Like if you click on bins, you can collapse that.
Oh,
Also, if you hold shift while you scroll, you'll scroll an entire page at a time.
gotcha. Oh, meat. Get your giant fly brains.
Hell yeah, baby! Giant fly brains!
Those prepared
Some
giant
Jabberwock
cougar heart.
kidneys.
Huh.
They got cougar heart, they got dog heart, they got leopard brain.
They got dingoes. Dingo
Dingoes.
intestines.
Dingo. Eat ourselves a dingo. You want to eat yourself a dingo? Some dingo.
So above the meat, well, I mean, not physically above, but priority-wise, I would say get leaves and fruit and shit, which are going to be below this. Don't bother with fish. Fish is free.
I just
Don't
wanna-
pay for fish.
Just want to see what else there is. What else?
There's the leaves and fruit. So you're already producing plump helmets, but you're not producing these leaves and fruit.
Ooh.
And leaves and fruit, cheap as fuck.
So I can just be like boop boop boop, and then
You can also just click, yo, grapes. 5 grapes for 1 whole tile of inventory? Hell yeah.
Boop.
So you can see at the bottom, the very bottom of this menu,
Mhm.
you have numbers that are starting to pop
Yeah,
up.
so, like,
You see
that's
value and
what
trader
I'm
wealth.
asking for, and then I have to give them something of equal value.
Yes, and it tells you their current like profit underneath
Mhm.
that, which is now in the orange because they're making a loss on the deal right now.
Yeah. But don't worry, I won't last long. Anything else I should buy here?
Honestly, just buy all the fruit
Okay.
because some dwarves get bored if they drink the same old booze all the time. So injecting a little bit of variety into the stockpile can help boost the moods. That's an expensive fucking loincloth. Do you see that shit?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That shit's gotta be gem studded. That's what all those brackets mean.
Oh, I see.
That's like a fucking god tier cod
So how
piece
do you
right
actually
there.
make thread and cloth and stuff?
Okay, there's a couple ways. So there are 3 types of cloth. There are 3 categories.
So much cheese.
They always bring a lot of cheese. There is plant cloth, there is wool cloth, and there is silk cloth. Silk you get from spiders. It's one of those things where dwarves will automatically collect spider webs, which is very dangerous, and you might want to turn that off in the labor settings later. But
Because those are big ass spiders, probably.
it's less that they're big ass spiders and more that there are other things in the caves.
Oh, I see. Hello,
Yeah,
Ryan the Pillow.
And next thing you know, when something shows up in the caves and you want to call everybody back to the fortress, there's a bunch of fucking weavers in the caves looking for spider webs, and next thing you know, all 20 of them are dead. Don't worry, most of them are small spiders. Most of them are small spiders. Most of them are small spiders.
Let's see.
So the trader profit has to be green for them to be okay with it.
I see. So that's not going to be like a
And-
1-to-1
yeah.
trade. They got to make money off it.
Yes, and their threshold is determined by your trader's skill.
So the better the skill, the more of a deal I can get away with.
I have had fuck shit crazy traders that will literally like in the past that have given me like trades where the trader breaks even. Like it's insane. Like you
Wow.
can get crazy stuff.
So what are codices?
Oh, that's a book.
Codexes.
That's a book. If you build a library, your dwarves will read it for recreation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, same thing with the scrolls.
There's
The
just-
scroll rollers for making your own scrolls if you want people to write stuff. Don't worry about libraries. That's a hobby. Okay, I was talking about how like, oh, all these things matter. All these things mean something. Scholarship doesn't really do anything right now. It's just kind of a hobby.
Okay. So
You can produce books, which are like artifacts, which is cool, but that's about it.
yeah, it's just plump elements. Okay, so I guess that'll do for now.
Yeah. So now you just got to give them enough gems that they're like happy about it.
Come on.
It's also worth noting the caravans will have a weight limit. So I saw someone mention in chat how like Joel Vinesauce was like selling golden minecarts for tons of value, and it's true that you can make golden minecarts as a lot of value, but golden minecarts, those bitches are heavy. That's the problem. You need to have a caravan with enough pack animals and shit that they can actually carry that.
So one thing I'm noticing here. So is this all the stuff in the gem bin?
Yes.
The value
These
of
are the 10 items in there.
the individual items are worth less than the whole bin.
So
together.
that is a quirk of your bookkeeper not having the skill enough to not having the appraisal skill high enough. So what's happening is because there's that little like tilde, right?
Mhm.
That represents that is an estimate. It's an approximation,
Let's see.
right? So it's around 1,000. It might be more than 1,000. It might be under. And as the player, you can kind of suss out what that number might actually be by looking at the contents,
What?
right? Because if it's a bunch of 12 cost items or whatever, you can actually add those up manually.
Yeah, so after this trade, we gotta check something because apparently there's fighting going on.
Oh, there's a snake.
not, the,
Uh-oh.
not the cool kind. All right, so let's see here.
So, yeah, you can
Trade.
whap the trade book. Now, I will say, if you want a nice recommendation,
Give them a little present before they go. Give them a little gift.
You have a little.
give them the last of that bin. Just, yeah.
Okay.
Just give him a little gift. Give him a little gift. That's a meager gift, but you know what? Give him a little gift every now and then. All right.
Does it like improve your relations with them, and they'll
Yeah,
give you better
so,
prices?
Specifically with your mountain home, it mentioned. I think the tutorial mentions at the end of it, like it suggests one of your goals is to become the capital of your civilization.
Mhm.
One of the prerequisites of that is to donate through gifts enough stuff, but giving gifts does increase diplomatic relationships. So if you like, this goes with normal trading too, without even giving gifts. But like, if you are trading a lot of cool stuff and giving them a lot of cool stuff, and you're buying a lot of stuff from them too, traders will bring more stuff every subsequent year. And you can click on those little buttons to jump to where that event happened.
Oh, it's just right over here.
Oh, is it dead? It looks like it's dead. Yep, that's a corpse. It's dead.
Yay.
They got him. They got his ass. Hold on. Did he get... I don't think he got bit. No. Your axe dwarf just... No, I think that was the trader's axe dwarf, actually.
Oh, whatever.
You don't have an axe dwarf. They do. Yeah, what was I saying? I was about to answer your question, I think. I don't remember. That's just telling you that they got to the trade depot.
Okay.
So that's, yeah.
Anyway, let us resume.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that went pretty well.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Giving gifts will make the traders like you, and they will bring more stuff on subsequent years. So when they visit again, they will bring bigger and bigger caravans.
Right. Need to get more trees going.
Yeah.
Need to get more wood.
Your home civilization, I know one of the things that modifies their caravans, I think they imply this in the game at least. One of the things that modifies what they bring is the status of your fortress in like politically. So like if you're elevated to like royalty or something, they'll bring more stuff. But if you literally like if you just like if whenever the humans show up, right? If you just like give them shit for free, they'll love you, and they will bring you free grizzly bears.
Whoa.
And that's how my one fortress became a grizzly bear fortress.
3 bears.
Yeah, these traders are also dwarves. Someone in the chat was.
Yeah.
These are from the mountain home, so these are our civilization. It can be a little tough to keep track, especially when there's multiple dwarven civilizations you're interacting with, but you figure it out. Thankfully, with traders, it generally doesn't matter too much, unless you're like, I don't know, brutalizing them. If you want to hurt the traders, then it matters. All right, and you can see they're like automatically performing those work orders you've already set up. We're getting closer to the what do you call it? The proper. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, so you see all those horses?
Yeah. No, sir. They're hungry.
Yeah. So all of those animals, except for the bird and the dog in there, those are grazing animals. And you know what is not in this little hole in the ground?
Grass.
There's no grass. Yeah.
So have them make like a little stable.
Yeah, you gotta make a
up top.
pasture.
A pasture.
Pasture. It's a zone. Of course, it's a zone.
Yeah. Okay. That seems reasonable.
You're gonna want to make it a little big, but not too big, but a little big, because they have to eat the grass, and if they eat the grass too fast, they'll die. So it's a pen and pasture zone.
So should I just like mark this whole area?
Yeah, might as well. Like this little plateau here, yeah.
Zoop.
That's about enough, yep.
There we go.
And hit accept, and then you click on the little rabbit.
And we determine which animals can graze.
Yeah. So horses, pretty much anything that isn't a cat, a dog, or a bird, or like a carnivore.
Okay. There we go.
There you go. Also, keep in mind that whenever a migrant wave will show up, they will bring their own animals, and those animals will not automatically be added to the pasture. You have to do that manually.
Gotcha.
So occasionally you'll see like a starving alpaca wandering through your fortress, and that's like, oh, there's a microwave, of course. And yeah, it's a little micromanagey, but it takes a while for them to starve anyway, so it's fine.
Okay.
You can see there you go, immediately the horse eating grass. I just saw it happen.
Minecraft eating noises.
Literally, it's literally the Minecraft thing where they just eat the grass. Okay, and yeah, dwarves have to like escort the animals to their pasture, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They will stay in the pasture unless something scares them off or if they wander for whatever reason. And then if they leave the pasture, dwarves have to go get them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hauling action. That's the same kind of thing. Yippee.
Yippee.
Is there anything else we don't have accounted for right now? Because we have booze. Oh, you know what? Now that you have booze, you probably want to make sure they're not cooking with it. That said, they're not cooking anything right now. Maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah. So let's make a kitchen.
Yeah, which is under farming. Pretty much, if it's food related, it's under farming. Oh, and you want a fishery too, actually, to process the fish that your fisher dwarf is making.
Yeah.
The fishery will operate automatically, though. You just have to plop it down. That's my laundry. You just have to plop it down somewhere. It's kind of wild that fishing is as overpowered as it is, and it's already automated.
Mhm.
Like, you literally don't have to micromanage it.
I'll put the fishery down here.
I know I'm hyping up fishing, but there is like one specific exploit you need to know about to actually make fishing as overpowered as I claim it to be.
Let's see.
I will withhold that exploit.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'll tell you later. Don't worry about it. It's a simple fucking exploit. It's so simple, though. It's really funny how easy it is to do.
Oh, time to hydrate.
Is it easy enough that we might come across it ourselves?
Yeah, you might.
Ah.
I did give a particular bit of advice earlier in the stream that if you applied that to fishing, would
Mhm.
immediately reveal the exploit. But that requires a little bit of knowledge about how a fisher dwarf performs their action. Which is information you guys don't have.
Okay, so we don't know yet.
Yeah. It's one of those weird mechanical interactions.
I don't want to do anything too exploity too early.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like, Dwarf Fortress is interesting because, like, some exploits are just mechanics. They're technically exploits, but it's like, that's kind of just a mechanic, I guess. But it's one of those things that it's going to be like a sliding subjective scale for literally everyone who plays Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah.
Who considers what an exploit or an effective strategy?
Yeah. Like I would not consider an Atom Smasher an exploit because like you need a way to get rid of garbage. Like you literally need that, or else you die to FPS. Like it's really important. But you know, that's technically an exploit. But like it's one of those mechanics that like, yeah, it's just kind of how it works, and it's one of those quirks about the game that is just expected. And also you can
So
well,
you
actually, you know what?
so
I guess it is less of an exploit because you can't Atom Smash like Titans and shit. They don't let you do that.
So you mentioned before making sure they don't use booze to cook.
Yes, so it's the same kitchen menu that's under the labors, which is under Y. Press Y. Yeah, here you go. So you gotta go to
Gotcha.
drink. And make it so they can't cook with the wine. Because they'll just turn all your wine into food. You want to be a little careful with that.
Okay.
Again, it doesn't matter as much when you have like 3 or 4 digits of fucking drink. Oh, migrants. Oh shit. You had 10 before. Let's see. The migrants have to pour in, so they don't all come at once when they arrive. You see, they brought a horse. Ooh, was that 6? Would you look at that? You nearly doubled in size.
Oh my god. Where the fuck are they?
They just walk past you. You watch them walk past
Well, I
you.
know, but like, where on the map are we?
You're in the top left. You can actually see that little dot in the middle where your staircase is.
Oh.
And
The wrong elevation.
yeah. You'll you'll grow to learn what the surface of your map looks like over time. Kind of intuit where you are.
So since we got more aminals, I need to add them.
You
to the...
gotta do a check whenever. Oh, there's a goat.
Go.
There's a kid. Kid now. There he is. You can tell that one's someone's pet because it has a name.
What?
It's not
Okay.
just called goat. Yeah, the name Stray just indicates that it's no one's pet.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything to do with it being tame or not. It just means no one owns it personally.
Resources looking pretty good.
Nice little fucking place here.
So, I guess a thing we could maybe start doing is setting up bedrooms and maybe
Yes.
seeing what the dwarves want.
Yeah, you can just click on them like right now. Preferably not the new arrivals because they don't know what the fuck's going on. But like that woodcutter there, or whomever.
What's your name? Eva's
So-
tongue soiled.
I feel so good. Look at him. So,
Hell yeah.
Check. See that recent thought he's got? There's one recent thought he's got that's not like the others.
Cups.
This bitch ain't got no cups.
We gotta have cups.
All right, to make cups, easy to make cups out of rocks. You're gonna have to make a crafting station. Crafts for crafts, a craft dwarf station, which is under workshops. Crafts. R. Bottom first
Okay.
column. There it is. So, cups are one of those objects that changes its name depending on what you make it out of. So, if it's made out of rock, it's a mug. If it's made out of metal, it's a goblet. And if it's made out of wood, it's a cup. So, make like, I don't know, like 20 rock mugs. That should be enough. So, what dwarves are going to do, whenever they have a drink action they need to perform, they will first seek out a mug if one is available, and they'll haul the mug over to the drink, and they'll use that mug to drink.
Okay. Just general quality of life thing.
Yeah, because they've been drinking with their hands. Or some shit. Like,
Oh, that one when I saw a rainbow on that one.
oh, that's a kid. They're playing pretend. Oh, yeah, so I mentioned color coding. Red is children.
Okay. I like this kid's outlook on life. Surround yourself with
don't you
friends and
Don't you
trustful.
wait.
Surround yourself with friends you can trust, and you will be unstoppable.
That is how children rip monkeys in half. That's how they do it. That's how the dwarven children get their power.
Also, goddamn, you're gonna be a problem later.
Oh,
Disdain's
no.
law.
That's bad, actually. That's real fucking bad.
So I've seen one thing that a guy did, one of my favorite stories. Apparently he had a real delinquent shit of a kid, and how he dealt with it was he took them and all like the stray, some 30 stray cats. They just put them in a room together. But what ended up happening was he just kept adopting the cats and then became super chill. And when the goblins came, he led the cats as an army and slaughtered the goblins.
Pets are a nice little mood boost for dwarves.
Wait,
Of
how are
course, they
you
have that-
orderly but also
uh,
disdain law and self-control? Like, what the fuck?
Well, they're just orderly, but they disdain law and self-control. I think those aren't exclusive.
Maybe you have like your own,
Yeah, they keep
Deal,
their own shit together.
but they're anti like establishment.
Jeez,
Yeah,
alcohol to
Ryan.
get through the workday.
Whoa, she has dreams.
Yeah, and the version you got in the overview of those little beat by beats for personality are the shortened versions of like the blue text you got here.
Okay. It's like
You can also see her. If you want to know what she looks like, you
Oh.
check under health and description. This is how you figure out what people look like.
Oh.
Yeah, you can inspect any creature to see what they look like here.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. The sprites do a nice job of giving you a overview, generally speaking, of what these guys look like, but there is like.
But this is the game where before these were all ASCII characters.
Yes. Okay. Do you know what's fucking funny? For years, there has been a bug where traveling performer groups, like like bards and stuff, they travel as a troupe. Traveling troops of performers show up to your tavern wearing no clothes, completely nude.
Okay.
Only once they added these graphics in did people actually start noticing that was something that was happening.
That's really funny.
Because no one goes through and inspects literally everyone's inventory of every single random person who visits your tavern, right? So you're not going to notice that like an entire group of naked goblins showed up. You're just going to go, oh, there's some goblins. Okay. You just don't, but now you can literally see, oh, they're naked.
Does it show up on the sprite?
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, they're wearing little loincloths and shit, But... And no, the female giantesses do not have boobs. I caught one in a jar. I know.
What?
Hey!
You can't just say that and then not talk about it.
So you remember how I said that you make things out of different materials, they have different names?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a terrarium, but... glass cages look really fucking funny in the tile set. I kind of love them. Because they're just like a crystal cube that you fucking freeze things in. It's really cool looking. And I caught a giant. I caught a fucking giant in a
Put them in the cube!
I put them in a whack-ass crystal prison. Like, they're just stuck in a... It's really fucking funny, and now they're now I have them as decoration in my mayor's office. They're, like, right behind my mayor's desk, so whenever someone has to go complain to the mayor, there's just a giant stuck in a little glass cube, just staring.
I find it funny that the giant can't break out of the glass cube.
Oh, it can't! It can't! I could actually use that as a weapon now that I have it, because you can actually... So you can place cages down as furniture items, and you can set up a lever and then attach that lever remotely to the cage so that if someone pulls the lever, it'll open the cage and let out the contents of the cage, like let it free. So I could hypothetically make a room where I just put the giant in there, and then I have a lever I can pull that unleashes the giant, and then the giant fucks up whatever's in that room. Now, getting the giant back in the cage... you're not supposed to catch giants in cages. That giant got into a cage because something stupid happened. And I don't think I can replicate that.
So how do you do walls again?
It's B and it's constructions, which is N. So it's B, N, and then walls are L. And it's the first thing on the list. Now, before you start building, I mentioned there's the options in the top left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So check, keep building after placement, the bottom option there. Check that box. So now the tool won't just completely fucking close once you're done placing the wall. So now you can build multiple walls in a row.
Oh, okay. So like
that.
And
so
blocks.
Yeah, you're making tons of blocks specifically for building walls, so you should absolutely use them. Now this.
That's a weird one.
Maybe leave that one alone for now.
Okay.
Maybe leave the diagonals alone for now. Dwarf Fortress is funny about diagonals. Oh, yeah. So dwarves, they move diagonally, as well as orthogonally or whatever. So if you build like a checkerboard pattern, if you carve out a checkerboard pattern, they will be able to move diagonally through those corners. So, like, a dwarf can move in 8 directions, not 4.
Interesting.
So, you don't have any spaces here where that could happen, but you have to keep in mind that liquids and creatures can move diagonally. So you need to make sure your corners are like closed off properly if you don't want any like, you know,
Is it
leaks
possible to
happening.
move a bed after it's been placed?
Yes. So you click on the, this is annoying. You have to do this finicky. So you click on the bed. So now you're in the bed building. You go to the top.
Uh-huh.
You see there's a circle with a cross through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you click on that. Now someone's gonna go deconstruct that.
Oh, okay. Because
You just gotta
essentially,
wait
I
for
wanted to
it.
turn these two into workspaces,
Oh, yeah.
and then just move some of the beds into the new bedrooms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta BRB again because I gotta do laundry one last time.
Whoa.
Wow, I'm doing 2 loads because I want to break the machine. Oh, be right back.
Look at them go. They're just doing their thing. I love it. Gonna move the beds. Whatever. Oh, it's night. They're sleeping. How you doing, Erica?
This is fun so far. This has been nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's been a bit of a ride.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy's happened yet, but we're still early. It's when, from what I've seen, it's when you start digging down and actually getting into like all the creepy caves and shit that shit can get wild.
Things start happening.
Mm-hmm.
That the happenings begin.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
Increasing intensity.
Just like in Minecraft.
Like Minecraft, but watch out.
Forbidden ore? Care to explain?
Huh?
What would be the forbidden ore?
Why would they forbid the ore? Ore is nice, though.
Ore is pretty cool.
Ore is pretty cool and, dare I say, based.
Y'all gonna remove these fucking beds anytime soon? Oh wait, maybe I think maybe they did. It's just they didn't move it. Just left it there. So I guess what I could do now is I go to furniture, bed, and then put a bed there. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. Now they'll just move the bed. Yeah, we got some potential bedrooms. And I realized I kind of fucked up because the beds aren't supposed to be in the back because of the fucking cabinet. I have an idea. What if I just extend all of these by one? I'm a genius. There we go. So now I can just put the cabinet in there. And they get a slightly bigger room out of it. I kind of want them to start putting all this friggin' rock in the boxes. I don't know why they're not. That was the whole reason I was making crates. Anyway, let us. That's so the wrong menu. They're making more bends.
Waha!
Wahoo!
Don't spoil anything, you bastards.
Wahoo!
Waha! I have warm clothes.
Whoa! Oh yeah, clothes out of the dryer. That's the best.
Baby, my brain auto-completed your sentence as clothes out of the trash? Awesome.
So
That is most.
I'm
That's most of my
correct. I'm
wardrobe.
correcting a slight fucky wucky I did in that you mentioned
yeah?
that the cabinets in the bedroom seem to be against the wall.
What do you mean?
You said like was it the cabinets that you can't like that aren't passable?
Yeah, the cabinets aren't passable, so they shouldn't be like in front of the door. They should be.
Yeah. So I forgot. I forgot I did that. I had to do that. So I made each bedroom one tile bigger,
Yeah.
just so I could put a
That'll fucking
cabinet in
do it.
there.
Well, you do need to put a door in those anyway. They
Yeah.
do technically have to be 4 tiles, one way or the other.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out, but I figured you'd get to that. You're on your own,
Yeah.
which clearly you have.
Okay. So where do you make cabinets?
It is just in any other construction thing. You can make them out of rock, you can make them out of wood. Same thing you do with all the other stuff. To make a rock cabinet, you can make a wooden cabinet. Your cabinet's spelled stupid, don't worry about it.
I know.
Yeah, you probably want to lead with the material because you can make this shit out of anything.
Oh, gotcha. We'll do.
And I bet your ass you don't have any adamantine. That's one of the other endgame goals, is to get some of that cool shit.
Wait.
The metal of a supernatural superior quality.
What do you mean? What?
Wooden.
Oh,
Adjective.
there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, so Julie, I'm actually already at max size, so I will go ahead and refund that for now. Eventually, I do want to get another stage added to this.
SMH already at the limit. SMH.
We'll be with stage cringe.
That's the limit.
I've been so once I learn how to make CSP, make GIFs, I have an idea for an Avi I want to make.
What?
Actually, maybe I'll do that now while I'm watching you guys.
Yeah.
I know how to like make GIF files, like animated GIF files, pretty easily in GIMP, but like that's not like a painting program.
If you can make a transparent GIF,
I can do that.
yeah, hang on. So I'll DM you the deets.
Yeah, sure.
First, I gotta add you.
What? Wow. You know, I'm here with my fresh laundry, and I'm like, right, I'll change my shirt. I'm wearing headphones.
Oh no. Oh man, I had
Is
just
this-
enough doors. Sweet.
Yep, baby. All right.
So it's bed, cabinet, door.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
makes a bedroom.
Yep.
So they get an extra tile because I fucked up a little bit. Just a little bit though.
Wow, look at me typing. Anyway, I'm gonna take my headphones off for half a second because I have to put on a cool shirt that's warm and nice and
Oh,
cool. And I
wow.
can't hear anything.
Hold on. Why are we running out of drink?
Very good guess.
We appear to be running low on drink. Why is that? Are we out of seats?
The distant sound of fabric moving. Ooh. And now I can hear again, and I'm like a brand new rabbit. I think something fell. No, I'm good. I'm okay.
Why did I have this set to? Oh, we're out of seeds.
Oh, okay. Out of seeds, huh?
Yeah.
Are you out of seeds? Out of seeds?
My seed stockpile is empty.
Is your farm empty?
Yes.
The farm plot doesn't have anything in it. Okay.
Where the fuck did all my seeds go?
Maybe they're in one of the other stockpiles. That. Wait.
Can you cook with seeds?
By default, they should be disallowed, but you can. They should be disallowed.
Okay.
You should probably check your stocks. You should probably check your stocks. Oh, by the way, sorry. So there's a button at the top of the screen.
Oh.
That says stocks. You can click on that. That opens up your stocks.
Stonks.
Stonks. Yeah, there it is. And just like literally look for seeds.
Yeah, where's all this shit?
You can find out. You can actually go to their exact location.
Where the fuck did you put all this?
Well, actually, wait. You're looking for plump helmets. These are all these other seeds.
Well, I mean, we could start growing that shit too.
Yeah. Oh, although keep in mind that surface crops do need to be grown on the surface. So all the crops you see on your farm plot right now are all of the underground crops you can grow. They're all the crops you could ever possibly grow underground. So if you want to grow other stuff, you got to go above ground. But like, it's not like getting above ground is hard or anything. Anyway.
Seeds.
Oh my god, my sleeves got unrolled while they were in the wash. Can you believe that? I'm so used to this. Sweater has very long sleeves.
We're all out of our mushroom seeds.
Shit. Okay. Do you have? Oh, maybe you're not brewing them. Do you have like the actual plump helmet plant lying around? Because you don't get the seeds back automatically. You have to process them. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Oh, here we go.
That is part of the problem. Yep, that's it. You're not brewing them.
Why aren't they brewing them?
You can click on where they are and find out. Okay, yeah, they're just not brewing them.
Or to put. Did I need to make do it?
Oh, did we have it on a loop? Wait a minute. What the fuck? Oh, you don't have barrels. You're out of barrels.
Right. Shit.
You need to put booze in a barrel.
Barrel!
That's the fucking problem right there, baby.
I keep forgetting I can just do it here. It's probably easier.
Only the barrel.
That Woodan. Gonna be a lot of that.
There you go. They can't drink because they don't have a thing to put the booze in. And because they can't put booze in the thing, they can't get the seeds back. This game is silly sometimes. Oh, we're saved.
Yeah. Oh, baby. It's that time of season.
Oh, we're starting to get into early winter.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of biome you're in. I guess we're about to find out. Because at some point during the winter, that the water on the surface might freeze.
That'd be not great.
A little bit. That means you can't get fish and you can't get water. At least not from the surface. That being said, winter never affects the temperature like below ground.
Oh, okay. So any below Earth crops are fine.
Yeah, below. It's too hot for this sweater. I fucking hate this. I like this sweater. God damn it.
What?
My forearms! My forearms! Gamers, come on. SMH. God, I'm like working with an unfiltered microphone on Discord, so I have no idea how much of my weird fidgeting comes through. Because I know
you're
a lot of
good.
it comes through on my normal streams.
Anyway, let me check something real quick. There we go. We got some cabinets.
And I think you're out now. Yeah.
Our woodsmith.
Yeah,
I almost said woodsmith. Our carpenter.
Woodsmith. I mean. Oh hey, wait. Oh hey, see that cage icon? Check that alert on the bottom. Bottom of the alert list.
Whoa! You adopted a pet.
A cat just adopted somebody.
Wait, is that the other way around?
Nope. Cats adopt dwarves, not the other way around.
I
Cats
see.
adopt dwarves. Yeah. You cannot actually assign cats an owner. They will only ever adopt on their own.
Winter is upon you.
And you literally have no control of it because they're cats. I think you could tell the brothers like cats because the cats have very weird little behaviors like that they do.
Oh, someone else became a carpenter.
Yeah, that means that their dominant skill at that moment became like carpentry. So it's like their highest, most represented skill. You know, I told my little reactive sprite for this thing not to fade between frames, and I don't know why it's doing it. Could have sworn I turned that off. SMH.
Needs non-economic. What's non-economic?
Oh, okay.
rock?
Non-economic hard rock means rock that isn't like an ore or usable in other processes. So the problem is you've got that. So that those pink rocks right there, that's a clay source. That's kind of part of the problem here. They don't actually have any more rocks left. They just have lignite, which you make into coke, and kaolinite, which you make into clay, and what looks like hematite there, which you make into iron.
Oh, so
That's the
these aren't like crafting rocks.
Ooh. Yeah, so your problem right now is you need to dig a bit, which is fine because you do need to expand your fortress a wee bit.
Yeah, this is floor 1, baby.
Yeah. You can expand vertically, horizontally, all sorts of ways, whichever way you see fit.
Let's get a little.
Unless an aquifer stops your fun, but you know, whatever. Don't worry about it.
So, start the stair here, and then put it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a whole nother floor to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, if they decide to build it. Oh, there they go.
Yeah, there you go. They got it.
There we go. A whole new world is open to us.
Every fucking Z level's a canvas.
Wow.
More or less.
That's so cool. We'll start off like just as a little area like this, and then we'll just expand from there.
Yeah, I have my own little way. So I have my own little way of making like perfect squares consistently being like if I need to like make them bigger, the little thing I do, I draw like a square off the corner. Like say I need to make this whole thing like 3 wider in like every direction.
Hey yo!
I will draw like a hey,
you made a masterpiece.
Carpenting. Your carpenter is carpenting. Look at that go.
They made a
masterpiece is the highest quality an item can be.
Yeah, they made a good ass barrel.
Without being like a legendary artifact, but that's a whole different mechanic.
Nice barrel, buddy. You did it.
Good fucking barrel. You're gonna see. Okay, once you get your specialists working properly, you're gonna see a lot of those masterpiece alerts. Those are gonna happen all the time after a certain point.
Kaolinite.
Yeah. So kaolinite is the clay. That's a clay rock. You can make clay stuff out of that. And bituminous coal is another coke rock.
We're doing
lignite.
coke.
You got coal and you got lignite, and you can make coke out of those.
We're gonna do so much coke.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna love coke, and then you're gonna find, oh man, then you get to the hard shit like lava. Damn, dude, gets crazy. Or magma, as the kids say.
Magma.
Gotta be fucking careful.
So how should we set this up? What can I put down here?
What do you need?
That's a good question. So how do you process stuff into like coal and coke and stuff?
So, well, you're gonna need a little bit more space here for sure. Because you process all of your ore at a smelter. So, you're gonna need a few things. You're gonna need to start with a wood furnace because right now you don't have any fuel. Coke is gonna be your primary fuel, but you need fuel to make coke. So
wood.
Before you have a supply of coke, you need wood. So you make charcoal at a wood furnace. Charcoal is a form of coke. It is functionally the same, but you need to burn wood to make it.
Also, why do we have no drink?
Are
They
they
still-
brewing? What's your brew order? Yeah, check your like work orders.
Oh,
Do you have one? Yeah, don't set it in here, because in here they'll make it until they run out and then they won't reset it.
oh,
You want to make sure you set up a
gotcha.
work order. Yeah, you don't have a brew. Brew from plant is what you're looking for. Just
Yeah.
type it. Just type brew. Yeah, brew drink from plant, because the mushrooms are plants. And then set it to like make a condition. It's at the. It always starts at the bottom.
Wait, that's
So
a
you're on
bin.
your bins right now. Yeah, it sends new ones to the bottom of the list.
So
And then make it so I think the third one, unrotten fermentable plants there. So this will go, hey, if you have 10 or more, or rather more than 10, that's not inclusive, that's greater than.
I see.
If you have more than 10 mushrooms, make those mushrooms into drinks.
Yeah.
So that's good enough. And it says it's satisfied for next check, so you're good already.
Make your fucking booze. You got tons of
So
food.
now someone's gonna wake up once the next day rolls over, which is pretty quick. Days go by relatively quickly, especially because you're not dying to FPS lag yet. You're still very early.
Okay. So let's set up some. We can make this like our foundry.
Yeah. So your metal industry is definitely gonna need a big stockpile to put all your metal in. A particularly big stockpile, because the default ore generation settings
Like that.
in Dwarf Fortress are that's good. Are about that big. That should sustain you as far as metal stockpiles go for a long while.
Mm-hmm.
But the default ore generation settings are set pretty fucking high in this version.
So you're gonna find a bunch of shit.
Yeah, every layer is chock full of fucking ore. I'm not kidding. You could sustain your fortress for a very long time just based on the few layers that you've already built in. If you just dig those out a bit,
Mm-hmm.
like and develop them a bit, you'll just like get shit out of the walls like for free.
That's what all this shit is.
Yeah, so that is still coke and clay.
Mhm.
You're not running into too much metals. You'll know what metals look like.
Oh, sweet. The cabinets are done.
You'll like figure out what metal and stuff looks like. Actually, hold on. I think there was some. Yeah, if you look at the craft shop that you have placed, that red shit in the walls, that's around it.
Oh, that's ore.
Yeah, that's hematite. That's an ore of iron right there.
Oh shit.
I tend to like just kind of leave that stuff in the walls if I'm like serious about my layout,
Yeah.
because you can smooth that over and it looks nice. But if you're ever in a situation where you're like, I'm desperate, you can knock your walls out. But because the ore is so common, you kind of don't need to mine out the stuff that's like making up your walls. Like, it's not a big deal. Oh yeah, and this is one of those situations where setting your tool to use closest material instead of the select option is going to be more convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you set to use closest material, you can just go bam, 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 and just click them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and it automatically assigns
See.
them. So
Gotcha.
for furniture and stuff, that is particularly good. Although you might accidentally place like an artifact bed, but whatever. That's more of a problem of not micromanaging.
Do I have any
your
extra beds? Do I need to make more?
artifacts.
I'm running out of. I'm out of beds. Make more beds.
You can set them to make an order that replenishes them whenever you run low.
Yeah. So, boobity
Yeah,
boop.
so it's like, okay, make 10 beds whenever we have less than 10 beds. That said, you'll only ever have beds can only be made out of wood and therefore have no adjective.
God damn it.
Why can't dwarves make beds out of stone? Shut up. Don't ask that question. Shut up.
So, amount of beds is available is less than 10.
Yes. So this will be beds in your like inventory. This doesn't count beds that are constructed.
Gotcha. All right.
Even though those beds will appear in your stockpile, it's weird. If you look at the stocks, like you can see your furniture that's placed.
Your
because it's
stonks.
included in the stocks. The stocks are literally every fucking item on the map that you know about. That's what the stocks are.
Okay.
It's not stuff that's in your stockpile. It's every item you know about.
Just fucking look at this guy go. I'm invested.
That said, I think those numbers at the top might represent what's in your stockpiles. I don't actually know.
Oh yeah,
There
this
you
is
go.
our
You might-
this
you
is
know-
this is our buddy Mincott.
You've only got one miner. You might want to go into the labor menu and assign some more guys, because you have a lot of dwarves now. A lot of dwarves who could be mining.
You're correct.
Because, this guy, he's really good. He's a great miner. He's going to become a legendary miner really soon, and actually, it's very easy for them to become legendary in this profession. But one legendary miner alone does not a dwarven mountain home make.
Whoa. Okay. So where's labor?
Y. It's the Y button. It's where I keep telling you to walk past when you go to the kitchen. So immediately, we have our different work details on the column on the left.
Mhm.
These are your default work details. Don't worry about making new ones. It's kind of not worth it. The AI figures out how to assign jobs properly. However, there are some jobs that only pre-assigned dwarves will do. One of those is mining. The other is wood cutting and fishing and hunting. But everything else, everybody will do it if it's available, and the game's logic will favor dwarves that already have a skill, right? So you don't need to tell Urist, who's the carpenter or whatever, to do carpentry, because he will more often than not be the one who does it. But if you want to make sure he does it, you can micromanage him a little bit if you really need to, but that's not a big deal.
Also,
Anyway.
Also, I'm being deflated. Hold on.
Oh!
There we go. I'm normal size again.
Small. God, I'm the cute little fucking like info gremlin. I feel out of place not being an awesome sexual streamer.
No,
I've been talking about
cute.
I could be sexful anyway.
You're baby.
So titles and names and stuff. So the colors of dwarves represent their skills, as does their title. Peasants have no particular skill.
So they can do anything.
Yeah.
They
could be anything.
They could be anything.
They usually become cops or boot boys, but in this situation, they can be a miner.
Got a nice juicy peasant.
Yeah, a nice tasty little peasant. Throw them into the mines.
So
so you got to
click mine.
Yeah, so you're in the mining menu right now, and you just have to click the checkbox besides this particular dwarf's name, and now he's a miner.
Whoa.
Now, you might want to slap, I don't know, the leather worker who's above him, or something. I don't know, like professions you're not really actively using.
Yeah. So there's a miner for the moment.
Yeah. Oh damn! Did you assign a doctor? Or is that guy just a doctor?
I did not assign. I haven't assigned anybody.
Oh shit! You got a doctor. Okay, that'll be useful later when you need a doctor.
When people are dying.
Yeah, I recommend putting one extra person on mining.
Okay.
I think with this size, yeah, you want at least 3 people.
Yeah.
So it's worth noting that miners need pickaxes. So I think you start with 2 or 3 pickaxes, but you should go check your stocks. Because you can assign as many miners as you like, but they can't. Oh, yep.
Got 3. Perfect.
Yeah. Miners can't do their jobs if they don't have pickaxes. So you got to make sure you keep that supply up.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
fair.
They're not gonna break them or anything,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't have to worry about that. The only time you're gonna lose a pickaxe is if a dwarf falls into a volcano.
Just like Minecraft.
A little bit. Volcano, lava can destroy almost anything, but there is, except for certain stones and metals that are lava safe. But
damn,
and also certain creatures.
Seeing our guy Mincut here work compared to the others, he's fucking good at this shit.
Yeah. You see the difference a skill can make like that?
Yeah.
So mining is one of those skills that dwarves can do a lot of, right? Because you will mine a lot of stuff, and therefore there's a lot of work for miners to do. And miners do their work, even a person who has no skill in mining does their work pretty quickly, which means they learn pretty quickly too. So a big fortress that has a nice healthy population of miners will end up having tons of legendary miners. It's actually kind of neat seeing your fortress age and having more and more of those dudes chilling out, hanging out. By the way, are you designating these zones for bedrooms?
I'm about to, because they all have the things they need. They have all the things they need now.
Yeah. All you need to... Okay, so there is a handy dandy tool in the zoning shit that lets you just automatically designate bedrooms and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And that's one of the reasons why doors are important. Even in rooms like offices and stuff that don't need doors. So if you go into the destination tool and then you go to bedrooms, which is Z, sorry, the zoning tool. You go to bedrooms and you click on, in the top left panel, you click on multi, which is on the right side.
Mhm.
Instead of paint, now you're on multi. Now, box select all of the beds that you can see. Just all at the same time.
It's like this.
All of the beds, there you go. And click, and boom, that's 10 bedrooms.
Oh, sweet.
So the way the tool recognizes a bedroom is an enclosed space that's enclosed with a door and has a bed in it.
Gotcha.
And so not only does it do that, but it takes building designations into account. You don't actually have to build the door and the bed. So what you can do is you just have to carve everything out, and after everything's carved out, you can quickly like put the instructions down for building, like tell them to build beds, tell them to build doors, and that zoning tool will treat those doors as if they're already there.
Nice.
So it makes it really easy just to like immediately zone everything after you plan stuff, and then let the dwarves build it later as they find the time to.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
These guys go. Oh, chalk.
Chalk is an economic stone, but it's a bit of a different one. So it's a flux stone, which is going to come in handy later on when you need to make steel.
Wow.
However, your dwarves will like make furniture and stuff out of it. Unless you tell them not to.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Don't worry too much about Fluxstone supplies, because there's a lot of it.
This song's kind of sounding like King of the Hill music.
It's got a twang. It's a little twang. It's a little twang. It's a little establishing shot.
Yeah.
A little bit.
All the dwarfs just hanging out, drinking in front of their house.
Yep.
So hey, you remember that meetings place you made?
Yeah.
Why don't you just turn that into a tavern?
Ooh.
Well, you're kind of established. You got a lot of people running around now. You might as well. It's pretty easy. So, you should probably, I think it's the whole room there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're gonna want to put down like a chest, like one chest, preferably against a wall.
Okay.
If you have one, it's not like that important. They will store like mugs in the tavern, and instruments and stuff for musicians.
Do not have one.
Yeah. Okay, it's not that important. So the way you make a tavern, so you already have a meeting zone down, right?
Mhm.
So you open up the zoning tool that lets you actually click on the little green rectangle you got. And you click on the plus sign that's in the, yeah, there it is. And then you make a new inn/tavern.
Whoa.
And bada bing.
Oh, like
the
it generated a name for it. Cool.
Yeah. And if you click the spyglass that has now appeared on that same panel, you can see the details. So right now, in the top part, you see those three squares. One of them's highlighted green, it's got a horsey in it.
Mhm.
So those represent who is allowed to come here. By default, everyone is welcome, and visitors from elsewhere around the world will show up. But you can also restrict them if you don't want visitors for whatever reason.
Oh, I
will
see.
say, having visitors come is a really, really good way to just kind of like experience the world around you, like,
Yeah.
you know, through other people, without having to like directly interface with stuff.
like
Because you'll have interesting characters show up. You'll kind of like get a feel for what's going on.
Yeah, it's like,
and,
here, come to our literal hole in the wall.
Yeah, and they will come. You can also assign a tavern keeper and a performer, although with the size of your fortress right now, you probably don't do that. And then you have desired goblets. So the desired goblets and the desired instruments and stuff, if you have chests, they will try to make sure that there are at least 10 goblets and 5 different instruments available.
Okay.
If you don't have any instruments, don't worry about it.
We could set someone. You guys get some people. I don't know.
He's the doctor at the top of the list.
Skilled intimidator.
Oh yeah, baby.
Skilled judge of intent. That's a good barkeeper. That's a good barkeep.
Yeah.
Anyone want to perform? Not really.
Yeah,
The
honestly,
masons.
hold off on a performer because performers will literally show up on their own.
Oh, I gotcha. They'll get gigs.
Bards will show up and they will petition like for long-term citizenship and stuff,
Yo, nice.
specifically so that they can perform at your tavern.
It's cool as shit.
So now you got a tavern, but it is a dirty hole in the wall. You can fix that.
Yeah, let's fucking fix this place
Yeah.
up nice.
So back out of the zoning menu, and the smoothing designations are under V, which are right
Smooth.
there. So click and just smooth. So you can box select stuff, like grab the corners for the walls.
Like this?
Yeah, there you go. And then just boom. And
Smooth.
that mod I told you to install lets you actually see through this shit. It's like, it's not transparent at all in vanilla for some reason.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So this is a task that every dwarf will do. So all of the dwarves who are idling right now are going to immediately hop on this task. Yeah, the fucking destination does disappear when you're paused sometimes. It's weird.
Here we go.
But you can see, there they go.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, they're making it look all fucking pretty. And you're going to want to do this to all your bedrooms.
Gotcha.
Because that increases... This smoothing out rough rock walls increases the value. And it means that you can, like, engrave artwork into it later.
Oh, cool.
You can't smooth out built, like, brick walls, of course, but you can engrave into built walls, though. You do still have that option. Generally speaking, you don't really have to worry too much about the value of your rooms right now, but sometimes things have to look nice for your own sake. You know?
Because you just want it to look
Sometimes
nice.
The snake wants to see shit that looks nice.
Yeah. And from what I hear, like your dwarfs appreciate it.
Oh yeah, they do. Dwarves particularly appreciate nice furniture.
I mean, who
Also
doesn't?
dining halls. You know what? While we're making nice stuff for our dwarves, I see you got that like blank space that you're moused over right now, right?
Right
That
here?
You're not like using for anything here.
Yeah.
You can make that into a dining hall.
Ooh,
All you need are some tables and chairs.
interesting.
Dwarves love a nice dining hall. That gives them a big mood boost if they have a nice dining hall to eat in. And it's very easy to make a nice dining hall. Like, that space there is already really big.
So should I always just do work orders from this menu?
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay.
It is generally speaking much easier. However, there are particular tasks that require like a finer touch here and there that you might want to go to a specific workshop for.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, you can commission statues to be built of specific things if
Whoa.
you really wanted to, and you have to do that from the workshop. You can't do it from...
Gotcha. Let's see, make some tables.
Also, if somebody dies and you need to memorialize them, but you can't recover the body, you have to engrave a slab, and that is something that needs to be done from a workshop and not a work order.
Gotcha.
You can also assign work orders to specific workstations instead, which is a whole other thing. Don't worry about it. That's a micromanaging thing.
Oh, chest
Don't
while we're
worry
at
about
it.
Yeah. I think... Yeah, there you go. There are apparently also chests if they're metal.
There we go. Oh, look at this. It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's so smooth.
So the tavern, I don't know if value of the tavern really matters too much, because honestly, dudes will show up in a 1x1 hole in the wall if they think it's got good booze, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but the dining room, if you make a dining room, that value does actually really matter. And also, this is going to give you a chance to, I don't know, put some tables and chairs down.
Yeah.
And, like, learn the very simple way to build those, which is just don't double up chairs on a table. It was raining. It was not.
Let's see. That's how they doing down here. Oh, everyone's working on the tavern.
Yeah, it's probably because a lot of them are smoothing stuff out. Once you hit like a certain tipping point with your population, you won't have to worry too much about jobs getting ignored for other stuff. That said, smoothing designations, because it's a thing everyone does and it's a relatively high priority by default, that will stop a lot of people from doing stuff. But if you have a lot of population, you probably are going to have a lot of people who are just idling anyway.
Mm-hmm. Fucking look at them go.
It is very nice to see them go, especially when you see everybody hanging out in a tavern. You can see like 50 dwarves just in the tavern.
Yeah, that's
And then you
cool.
tell them to do something, and they all fucking swarm out. It's pretty good.
So, what is like the end game of Dwarf Fortress? What it's just are you just make your own goals or?
Yeah, pretty much. There's a couple. There's two immediately. One of them is to become the capital. So that's to get yourself like really nice and established, build a lot of wealth.
Oh, someone came to mind.
And the other is just to kind of like, I don't know, explore all the caves, kind of find all the tasty little treasures that might be hiding in there. And there's a lot of treasure down there now. They added some fun new surprises in this current update.
More
and I don't know, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can kind of check out the world map, maybe participate in any wars your civilization might be in. Fucking kill some goblins, I don't know. Like, this is one of those games where you're either driving your fortress to an inevitable doom, or you're bringing them to a nice, comfortable equilibrium, and that's where you leave. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's got nice bedrooms. Got a nice little tavern here.
Yeah. And dwarves will
furniture.
do all sorts of recreational activities in taverns specifically.
Oh yeah, we got some
Tables. Yeah, I already got a couple.
Fucking tables. All right, let's fucking decorate.
Yeah. So
should we do the dining hall first or the
I
tavern?
recommend the dining hall first, because that is an immediate mood boost. That is like it's its own unique mood boost.
Actually, one thing I could do also is just make a little entryway here.
Yeah.
There we go. That way
it's also worth noting that taverns and temples, I guess, although I've rarely ever seen this actually matter, but taverns care about floor space, because taverns need to have like a dance hall. Taverns need to have like a dance floor that they can like use.
So,
by the way, you can totally have the tables touch.
Oh, okay.
Diagonal stuff is accepted for tables. There aren't conflicts there. You don't have to worry about that. So you can just put all the tables next to each other. It's just that in a cardinal direction, one table can't have two chairs touching it, or else they'll get upset.
Okay.
Yeah. You got chairs on R.
Okay, so how does this work again? Just so I don't fuck it up. One chair per table.
Direction. Yeah, one chair per table. So basically, don't put that chair on the right of that table, because then it will be touching like two tables.
Gotcha.
And fucking confusing. You want to make sure it's like 1-to-1.
Oh, we only have two chairs at the moment. Oh well.
That's good enough.
We'll get more.
I mean, that's good enough to designate this already.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Also, you're going to want to make sure you include the walls of this room as part of the designation, because the wall tiles add to the value of this particular room type.
Okay.
Whereas, like, a lot of designations, you're just designating the floor space where dwarves participate in that activity. Like, for the tavern, it's nice to have the walls included, I guess, just for consistency, but it doesn't really, like, actually matter, like, materialistically. But for the dining room, because the dining room is a room that benefits from having value, it benefits from having nice walls. So,
yeah.
there you go.
Also, what does it mean table rejected, not enclosed?
Oh, you're on auto mode still.
Oh.
Yeah, you're still on multi, so you gotta right click to get out of it or whatever. And go back to zones. Yeah, so you just want to like draw it, paint. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe accept that. And the value will spike up a whole bunch once you Now you can't check the value of a dining room directly. You can only, as far as I understand it, check the mood and memories of a dwarf who eats there.
So like if the dwarves are digging it, then
Yeah. So like if you catch someone sitting at one of the tables and eating, just like take a peek inside their head.
it's be like, hey,
And they'll tell you how much they care about it.
yes, they're finally done with this. Now I could set this to rocks, like mineral storage, like ore storage.
Oh yeah, you gotta hit the plus. Because the initial part of that tool is just selecting individual stockpiles or whatever.
Okay, so let's see here.
Alright, so these are all gonna be under stone. If this is for the raw stuff you want, or for the actual bars, is the difference though. Because if it's the raw stuff, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be under stone.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual processed metal is gonna be under bars.
So like all of these should be on.
Not all of them. So metal ores, yeah, if you want your metal ore to be here. So I would go to the rightmost column while you have that selected. And then go into economic. Don't pick all of these, but pick the bituminous coal, which is the second one, and then lignite, which is down in the L's.
Okay.
Because stuff like alabaster and whatever, that's for making like plaster powder, which you don't really need to be gathering.
Gotcha.
That. And then you have the flux stones here, like marble, chalk, dolomite, and calcite.
Mm-hmm.
Those, I don't recommend hauling because you're going to have a lot of them. And that's going to fill up the stockpile pretty quickly. You probably want to have a designated flux stone stockpile later. That is not something you want to worry about right now. Because you're not making steel. You are absolutely not making steel anytime soon. Steel is like one of the few relevant, like multi-step involved kind of metals that you can make. Most metals in this game that you give a shit about are going to be just there's a rock and you put it in the smelter.
What about all this crap?
That is all just the generic non-economic stone. So don't worry about that. That's just nothing.
And clay.
Yeah, don't worry about clay either.
Okay. So
you have clay in the form of like a rock, which doesn't even appear in that category anywhere. That's like one of the economic stones, which is what all that pink shit is that's in the stockpile right now.
Oh, some adventuring.
That's a gemstone.
Whoa.
There are different tiers of gemstone, which have different like values and stuff. And you can actually, one of the nice things about the sprites, the actual shape of the different sprites for different kinds of rocks actually indicate what tier of rock that is. The color indicates exactly what type of rock it is, like specifically what it is, but the shape indicates like what its purpose is and what its tier is.
Okay, so I am gonna set one extra thing to this stockpile. All this fucking colonite. I want it out of the fucking...
You might as well if you really want it.
I don't want it everywhere in the fucking...
Yeah, unless you like set up a kiln and tell them to start like making stuff out of this shit, like it's just gonna be all over the place forever.
Yeah, so
that's just kind of how it's gonna be.
So boop, 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 boop.
There it is.
Get that shit out of the halls and out of my fucking storage. Like all this shit.
Yeah. Oh, make sure it's disallowed from there. Do you have rocks enabled in that stockpile?
Let's find out.
If that's the all stockpile, it probably does.
Yeah.
If you didn't specifically say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go into stone and disallow literally all stone.
Just
because stone is enabled there. There you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were deliberately putting all of the kaolinite in there. That's why it's full of it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Fucking clearing up some fucking room in here.
Yeah.
Oh, they made the chest.
Hey.
Speaking of which, I could probably... So, I guess you don't have to put tables and chairs in the tavern, do you?
Yeah, they will use them. However, I mentioned the dance floor thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to make sure you have a nice big rectangle that's unobstructed.
They don't need to zone it, just have it be there.
Yes, it will they will automatically identify the largest possible square, square footage, I guess is what I was trying to say. But the largest possible like rectangle space that they can create,
Hmm.
they will identify that. So it has to be like a good, yeah, whatever. You don't have to worry too much about that, but it is like you don't want your tavern to be really cramped.
Yeah, everyone's gotta have room to fucking boogie.
Yeah, you don't want to like put a bunch of stuff in the middle of the room because that'll fuck with them. But if you put it all like on that top wall there, like that'll be like totally fine. You're not like obstructing anything.
Yeah. Do I even have any chairs? I don't have any more tables ready, sadly. I think they're still.
Your carpenter looks like they're working away on something.
Oh,
It
need
is
more wood.
you might, you know, when you have a lot of jobs like for making stuff out of wood and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
you're only gonna have that one like carpenter workstation, which means they can only work on one job at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you build another carpenter station, which is not the solution to everything, is not just to build more stations, of course, but
Yeah,
when you
probably
only have like one of them, building like a second or maybe even a third one, once you have enough of a
slap one in
population,
here.
that it's not going to distract them all. You do want to be careful of building too many workstations, especially early on, because like all of a sudden 10 of your dwarves out of 16 dwarves are going to be making tables, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
nothing else is getting done. So that's absolutely a thing that can happen.
I forget. Do I gotta like assign someone to this, or do they just automatically do it?
They will automatically do it. So the work orders automatically distribute tasks. I think they're out of wood, by the way.
I know. I got some people working
That's
on
why
that.
they were getting canceled. Yeah, you saw the tasks on there disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the way the work orders work is it distributes them to everything, every available workstation. You can
Gotcha.
actually get a little bit nitty gritty with what workstations are allowed to like accept some things and how many workstations an order gets sent to, which can help if you're trying to do a lot of stuff all the time, like constantly. Which I find for metal processing, you might have to micromanage what is allowed to do what, because you're going to have a lot of different metal ores, and it can get kind of, like when it's like, oh, smelt 10 of this a day, and they have like 10 tasks of doing 10 of this a day. By the time the day is over, all the other tasks they've already done have reset, and now they're never going to get to that task at the bottom. There are some situations where like smelting stuff can be like an absolute pain.
Go ahead and set up a furnace there.
You're going to want to, of course, do an order for charcoal. So, because charcoal is like your starter thing, you're going to want to set up like, you don't want them to make too much of it. So it's going to be like, if there is less than 10 processed coal or whatever the noun is they use,
Mm-hmm.
then make some coke, or rather make some charcoal, because it's like your backup. It's your start. It's like, it's your kickstart. It's your backup. Yeah, make charcoal, and then it should have refined coal is what they call just the generic fuel.
Okay.
I think less than 10 is fine. Yeah. And now you're going to want to set up some like proper smelters, because the first thing you're going to want to do is you have loads of coal and lignite just lying around. You actually have a pretty good start for this.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to set up making coke from lignite and making coke from coal as like their own little work orders. Which of course means you're going to want like a smelter down in that layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I will say, I can feel my body starting to give up on me, so I'm gonna.
Alrighty. I think that's a good place to call it for now.
Yeah, but before that happens,
Yeah.
where's the button?
So save and return.
Yeah, save and return title menu. There you go.
Save
Anyway.
to. So what's this all
Save.
about?
Okay, so this is timeline splitting.
You've inflated me.
What's happening?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Here they go. So, saving to this timeline will do what it says. So the timelines are: do you want to branch your save file?
Oh, I see.
That's what that means. Do you want to branch your save file?
Oh, so I just save to this timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very, very productive session.
Hooray!
That was really fun.
Dwarf Fortress is great. I
I
like
hope
this
you
game.
enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
This is really cool. You're super, super chill and helpful. And
It's great.
And a cute little bonoi.
I have been suffering through agitated chest pain this entire time. I'm having
Oh
a
no!
Oh no.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm
Are you
fine.
good?
I wish you said something. We would have ended earlier.
Nah, that's just kind of where I've been. I'm fine.
All right.
All right.
Um, so who are we gonna raid, Sandy?
Let's see if anyone's around the raid.
Is anybody ever...
Oh
Am I-
shit. Fucking. I never really talked to them personally, but I know a channel I like is Liz Star, and they're streaming right now.
Yeah, put them on.
Yeah, they're a pretty rich streamer. They got almost over 100 people watching.
Goodness, yeah, just hit them up.
Yeah.
Hooray.
See you all.
Have a good night. It was really
Hooray.
fun.
Night, everyone.
I stream too, okay?
Oh shit! Yeah, go follow.
I post in the
Bunsig.
Discord, it's fine.
Yeah.
You'll find me.
Yeah.
I'm cool, I do...
We should
blender
start
stuff.
putting. We should start making logos. Oh, damn.
Hmm?
We should start making logos for like